Testing, testing, guys. Joshua here. Please give me a one in the chat box if you can hear me. I got Mo here with me, and we have our special guest as well, who we'll be introducing here in the next few minutes. But just so we can get some sound check going, if you can give us a one in the chat box and make sure you. Oh man, there's a ton of ones already in there.
Oh,
Okay, awesome.
hey, what's going on, guys? Momia here. Welcome to the exclusive Serplify training webinar. We're going to be getting started, guys, in just a few moments. But, guys, give me a one in the chat box if you can hear me loud and clear. And let me know where you're from so I've got a feel for the audience, guys, okay? Okay, we're getting a lot of ones come in. Larry, Gary, Mohammed, Philip, Michael. Wow, we've got a lot of people on the webinar today. Okay, let me know where you guys are from. We've got Denver, from Laura from Denver, Randall from Utah. That's on my bucket list. I've never really been there. We've got Francis.
A lot of you guys are
Got New
freezing,
York.
man. I feel bad for a lot of you people up in the north.
Yeah. We've got people from Toronto, Las Vegas.
Oh,
Whoa.
Maui
Sin
sounds
City.
fun.
Sin City. We've got some people from England. I'm glad I'm not the only one from England here. We've got people from
Yeah, some night owls.
awesome Australia, California, Vero Beach, Cleveland. Wow, we've got a packed crowd tonight. Guys, it's very important you remain on the webinar all the way through to end, because if you leave the webinar, guys, you might not be able to get back in, because we've literally had almost 3,000 people registered on this exclusive Serplify training webinar, guys. Okay, so we're gonna just give it a minute or two, and then we're gonna get started. As I know, a lot of people usually get on when it's 7 p.m. Eastern sharp. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
absolutely. And
also,
guys,
guys,
how are you guys liking Serplify so far? Give me a three in the chat box if you're enjoying Serplify so far. And give me a two in the chat box if you're excited of the possibilities of what you can do with Serplify as well. Awesome. Tons of threes coming in, tons of twos. Awesome,
yeah.
guys.
One thing to bear in mind, guys, we're going to have a lot of sort of video trainings out there and stuff like that, which we're going to send you with Serplify. So it's going to help you, get up and running and, fill in all the blanks for you. So you don't have to worry about that. Any future updates, we'll be emailing you. So you don't have to worry. And also, guys, we're going to have a Q&A session at the end of the webinar. So please be sure you leave your questions until the end, because if you sort of put them in now, then it might get lost. As you know, we've got almost a packed crowd. So it's very important you leave your questions until the end, and we will be answering that one by one. Okay, so we've got 1 minute left, and then we're going to get started. So who else we got in the crowd? Heidi, Chrissy, got Courtney, Clarence, John, Andrew, Ian. Okay, good stuff.
Yes, guys, for those of you asking, this is live and we will be recording. So several of you are asking about that.
Yeah.
Just remind us as soon as we start, we officially start at probably at 7:01. Just everyone put record in the chat box so that we can remember to hit record.
Yep. And yeah, we will try our best to get a replay out, but as you know, guys, with GoToWebinar, sometimes, in the end, they don't sort of get the export of the replay. So it's very important that you stay on the webinar all the way throughout so you don't miss any important information and any gold nuggets. That's going to really help you succeed. Okay. So
We haven't quite started just yet, so don't put record in the chat box yet. Jeremy is saying, is this just audio? No, not. We
no,
will
we're going
have
to be
visuals
changing.
as well, so just be
Yeah,
a little patient, and you'll see the visuals here in a few minutes once we get started.
yeah, guys, yeah, we're going to be switching the screen over real quick, just shortly, so just bear with us. But I think
Yeah.
everybody's pretty much good to go.
Daniel, you were talking about our Serplify. We did have a training on Monday, but that was for Serplify Academy. We had our first session for that already. This is separate from that.
Awesome. Okay, good stuff. I think everyone's pretty much good to go. Guys, just give me a one in the chat box if you're, very excited, pumped, and you're ready to get started with today's training webinar. Okay, we're getting a lot of ones coming in, ones. So I think, Joshua, if it's all good to go with you, shall I just get started with this? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds good. So let me hit
Awesome.
record real quick. Oh, it's already recording. Cool. Awesome.
Okay, guys, awesome.
Perfect.
With that being said, guys, on today's webinar training, you're going to see a very unique and new strategy that works along with Serplify that's been responsible for generating hundreds of success stories from people just like you who have no experience or tech skills with their sites. And so what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to introduce you to a seven-figure entrepreneur who pretty much lives and breathes this stuff, who knows what he's talking about when it comes to crushing it with Google. And I've not actually seen anyone, pulling crazy numbers as he does consistently. So guys, I'm just about to switch the screen right now over to him. And what I want you guys to do now is just focus and, block out any distractions, shut down Facebook, close off Skype, put the kids to sleep, just do whatever is necessary to focus all the way through till the end of the webinar, guys, because I promise you this, guys, if you just give us 1 hour of your time, you're going to be walking away with the exact training blueprint, the tools and the resources that's going to help you build a real hands-off sustainable business that's going to be working for you long term. Okay, so with that being said, guys, I'm now going to pass this over to my good old friend William Myers and his team, who's going to blow you away with the most amazing value you've ever seen, and he's going to show you the proven training that's currently working right now and that's making money. William, are you there, my friend? Just a quick sound check.
I'm here. I'm ready to go. Can everyone hear me okay?
Awesome. Let me just switch the screen over to you so everybody can see your
Awesome.
screen.
Yeah, I sent it to him already. He's got it.
Oh, you've sent it. Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
So, guys, you should be able to see William's screen right now. Give me a 1 in the chat box if you can see William's screen. Okay, awesome. And can you hear William loud and clear? Okay, great. Yeah, William, take it away, my friend, whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate the intro. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. This is going to be, I'll say this, you're going to want, this is going to be very, very engaging and interactive. I'm going to be reaching out to you guys a lot in the questions box. And so the more participation you guys give me, the more energy I'll be able to give you. And as you can tell, I'm really pumped about this. I don't know if you can hear that in my voice or not, but hopefully you can. And so I'm just going to go through a couple of these really quickly to start. So this is, you probably already read this, the easiest and fastest, that's the key here, easiest and fastest way to build an online business. And that's as big as you want, anywhere you want, okay? And this is going to require a 20-minute work week, no joke, no SEO, no clients, no experience, and one ugly ass site. I'm not kidding you, this thing's ugly. You're going to see it a little bit later. You guys are going to get a kick out of it. But so let's get started. So in other words, this is super simple, okay? And here's our timeline. Just I want to be respectful of your time and our time together. And so I'm going to go through this really quickly. We're going to go through each point. I'm going to give you an introduction of who I am and why that matters to you. That's the only reason I'm going to talk about myself, because I don't really like talking about myself that much. I'm going to introduce you to someone called Gurpal, the miserable movie union worker, and then I'm going to reveal to you an untapped secret traffic source, okay? And then I'm going to show you guys the money math on how much you can make with this. Like I said, as much as you want, anywhere in the world you want. I'm going to show you an ugly site that made $1,124 in 6 days. By the way, it's still making me money today, actually. I'll show you that. I'm going to show you how you get paid. And then I'm going to give you guys some bonus stuff on how to double your profits with just 20 minutes of work week software. And I'm going to actually show you and introduce you to Marlon the Money Man. And by the way, this whole bonus lesson, totally optional, okay? And then I'm going to introduce Grandpa Bill, okay, and other ordinary people that are totally kicking some major booty with this 3-step process. And then we have Q&A until the wheels fall off. I'll be on this thing until all questions are answered or until you guys literally pass out, one of the two, okay?
Also, William, William, just real quick before you start, we're going to also have cash prizes, guys, throughout the webinar just to keep you so you're all sort of engaged. We're going to give away $20 each. It's going to keep on going, so just be sure you stay throughout the webinar. It's going to be exciting and action packed. All right, guys, William, take it over.
Appreciate that. So I'm William Mears. I'm a head advisor of Callzoo Ads Division. This is me and Chris actually in the center there at Marketers Mansion 2012. I'm not really comfortable talking about myself. It's an ego thing. I'm introverted. I tend to stay away from that. And so I just let my achievements behind the scenes kind of speak for themselves, and I'll show you guys what that looks like a little bit later. Here's us all hanging out in Barcelona. Me on the far right there, Gurpal, the miserable movie union worker, is right next to me. And then over on the far left, you've got Marlon, and in the center, you've got Chris Winters. So my personal focus is to see you succeed. And I want to show you a little bit about why that is and some of the things that people are saying about what we're doing. Someone said that I challenge them daily. push them to be excellent and just never quits, and that's actually true. This guy says that I honestly give a shit ton about all our successes. Here's one I like with Marlon the Money Man. With his guidance, he was able to completely turn around his campaigns, make it way more profitable. I've been there every step of the way for him. You can see what people are saying here. I mean, people really appreciate the effort that's gone into this thing, and obviously I reward them with everything I've got to make sure that they're successful. And so that goes for the training, making sure that we've got them covered every step of the way, outside of the training even, and beyond. And so I want to introduce you, with that being said, to Gurpal, the miserable movie union worker. That's a mouthful, I know. This is Gurpal over there on the left. You saw a picture of him earlier where we were hanging out in Barcelona. Gurpal works on the movie sets of like The Flash, the show. He's done some 50 Shades of Grey work, done some Planet of the Apes stuff. Here's a picture of him at work. Obviously, he doesn't look too thrilled. Looks like an average day at work, right? You might see a post like this on Facebook or Snapchat, something like that, right? And this picture was taken on his way to work one morning. He said he was not feeling so good, and I said, why? And he said, the weather has got me kind of down. I was like, take a picture, show me what you're working with. And this is the picture he sent. Pretty miserable stuff, what he's doing. I mean, this guy works like 12 to 16-hour days because he's a union worker on movie sets. And so I want you guys to realize that if he's able to do that, working 12 to 16 hours a day, you can grow this as big as you want from anywhere in the world. Gurpal's actually up in Vancouver, Canada. That's right, Canadians. Canadians can do this. And if Canadians can do this, I love you guys up in Canada. You guys are so friendly. If anyone can do this, or if Gurpal can do this, a Canadian can do this, then anyone in the world can do this from anywhere in the world, and you can grow it as big as you want. I love how he's just, he's been profitable in his campaigns. He's showing multiple days profitable. Here's one day, actually not too long ago, December 21st. That's just a few days before Christmas. And look at all these calls coming in here. Pretty crazy stuff. All the activity he's got going on with just one day of activity, going from basically miserable to a happy camper. And so this boils down to 3 easy steps that anyone can do. Are you paying attention? Put a 1 in the chat box if you're paying attention. I want to make sure you guys are following along. Okay, good. Oh, let me back up. There we go. So 3 easy steps. The 3 easy steps are our secret untapped traffic source. We're going to cover that in just a second. And then we make a 1-page site. It's ugly. It's way the picture of this dog doesn't even do it justice. But it's okay because no human's actually going to see it. So there's no worries about that. And step 3, we collect money. All right. You've already seen a bit of that. So let me show you what that looks like in our timeline where we're at. So we've introduced who I am. We've met Gurpal, the miserable movie union worker, and shown you what he's been able to do. And now it's time to dive into the secret traffic source that's untapped. Everybody ready for that? So how many of you use SEO? Put in the chat box a 1 if you use SEO. I want to see 1s in the chat box if you use SEO. A lot of people. This is Serplify, right? You guys, okay. So here's the problem with SEO. Right? Everybody already knows this, but I'm going to go through it. It takes a long time to rank for keywords, and you're totally at the mercy of Google's algorithm updates, right? You guys have Serplify, so you guys have an answer to that. But the crazy thing is, stuff changes all the time, right? You've got to create a site, add lots of quality content, and again, it can create that difficulty in predicting an income, right, with SEO. Now, let me ask you guys this. Actually, here's a perfect example of what it might look like if you were to try to formulate on a chalkboard what an SEO ranking strategy might look like, right? Okay, so how many of you, put a 2 in the chat box if you've used AdWords at all, like the pay-per-click side of AdWords, put a 2. Okay, lots of you. Okay, great. Here's the problem with AdWords. A lot of you are probably going, well, what the hell? He's talking about problems with AdWords. I'll show you guys how to work this to your advantage. First off, you've got to spend thousands before you can make a profit because you've got to find, you've got to split test, you've got to find your winning campaigns, you've got to build high-quality landing pages. I mean, cost per clicks get expensive depending on the verticals you're tapping into. It just cuts into your profits, right? Those are pretty common problems with pay-per-click. Would you guys agree? Put a 1 in the chat box if you agree with that. Okay, good. Just want to make sure we're on the same page. It's so difficult, in fact, that Forbes, and not just Forbes, but a bunch of different higher level publications write articles all the time about why you shouldn't be advertising on Google AdWords, right? Um, Obviously, we're a little bit biased on that. We believe you should, just we think there's a smarter way to do it. And so, how many of you put a 3 in the chat box if you do affiliate marketing? Any affiliate marketers in here? Holy crap, lots of you. Okay, so a lot of SEO guys and gals, a lot of affiliate marketers, and a lot of pay-per-click people for AdWords. That's good. So I want to actually, instead of covering pitfalls of affiliate marketing, because there's not really that many at all that are major, let's cover the benefits of affiliate marketing. You've got no client acquisition or management, which is awesome. That means you don't have to deal with people that are what I call PITAs, PITA clients or PITA people, pain in the ass, PITA, right? You don't have to deal with those. You get paid without the hassles of dealing with all that customer service. You can easily scale your business because you're focused on growing and scaling than managing clients, right, and dealing with their troubles. So here it is, revealed to you right now, our top secret untapped traffic source. It's more effective, way more effective than Google AdWords pay-per-click. It's the #1 traffic source in the world, by the way. It costs 80% less than Google AdWords pay-per-click. That's how effective it is. And it's almost too easy to set up. And here's the big one. No one else is using this. It's 5 years old, it's untapped, and no one's using it. Still, I don't get why, but maybe one day it'll come around. So before we show you that source, and we're actually going to do live account views here too as well. So before we do that, I want to play business owner with you for a minute and put in the chat box. You tell me, this would be a good place for a $20 giveaway, $25 giveaway, guys, if you want to do that here for the answer. Which is more valuable to you? Paying for a click to your website or an actual live phone call from someone who needs help right now? Let's see in the chat box. And Mo, you wanna do the giveaway? Holy crap!
Uh, hey, there's so many. There's just so many. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Is
Yeah,
that
just so many.
nuts?
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, just so many came in. What was the question? Basically, whoever can answer it the fastest, right?
Yeah, that's it, right? So we got to scroll all the way to the top. I'm gonna
I've got to
continue
scroll up all
on.
the way to the top, and the winner is Greg Kell. Congratulations, Greg. Just won yourself 20 bucks.
Great,
Just put your PayPal
awesome.
email address in and put your PayPal email address and our manager will collect that and we'll get you squared away after the webinar is done. Carry on, William.
Thank you. By the way, everyone that pretty much put the answers in the chat box, totally correct. It's a live phone call, right? Makes total sense to you and makes even more sense to the business owner. So now that you've put yourself in a business owner's shoes, you can see what's more valuable. So let's take a look at this, the traffic source. Here's the problem. We need to generate a live phone call, right? We all agree that that's what's valuable to a business owner, right? But to generate a live phone call using Google AdWords pay-per-click can be anywhere from $50 to $100 per call. Even more in certain industries where you're paying $100 a click, it's going to take several clicks to get that call, right? So it sounds pretty expensive, doesn't it? I mean, that sounds kind of crazy. This is why everyone is saying not to use paid traffic for driving phone calls. Okay, here's the solution. All right, this is our top secret way. We can do $5 to $10 per live phone call, sometimes less, versus that 50 to 100. Literally 5 to 10 times of a what do you call that? 90% discount, I guess is what you would call it, for the exact same live phone call, okay, targeting and everything. So that being said, let's make a simple yet unique AdWords campaign that no one else knows how to do, and let's do that right now. So I'm going to back out of this presentation here. I'm going to take you to my AdWords screen here, and we're going to actually make a campaign. That's right. Are you guys taking notes? Put a 1 in the chat box if you're following along. I want to make sure you guys get this because we're going to do some work. Is that all right if we do some work? Hopefully that's okay if we do some work. All right, so campaign. We're going to go with search network only. Everybody see that? We click the campaign button, search network only. And once we're in there, we're going to select call only ads. Okay, I'm going to leave the campaign name the same for now. By the way, the great news is once you set this up once, you can come in here and use existing campaigns to load the exact same settings and just make a couple of tweaks and you're done. We're going to select, or deselect rather, search partners. We only want the Google Search Network. So everybody saw we selected call-only ads under Search Network only. And by the way, this is being recorded for those of you who are wondering. So you'll be able to go back to this over and over, which is awesome. We're going to select for our targeting just United States for now. And we're going to change our bidding strategy to manual cost per click, okay? And we're going to put in just a default bid of $3, and we're going to do a budget of $50 a day. We're not actually going to spend $50 a day. I'll show you what I mean by that here in a little bit. But we want to show Google that we're serious about spending money on phone calls, okay? Make sure our delivery is standard. Actually, I think I missed something here in locations, yeah. We only want to target, I don't know why it hit it on me there, but we only want to target people in our targeted location, okay? Only target, and then leave the excluded just the same, it's fine. And delivery method, we want to make sure it's standard, we already said that. And then ad schedule, so let's say we want to do Monday through Friday, just as an example, 9 to 5 a.m., right? Those are pretty standard times. And it's going to be based on your time zone, so that may be different depending on what area you're targeting. And then on ad delivery, ad rotation, we're going to select rotate indefinitely. We do this because we want to control what ads get shown based on conversions, not based on clicks. See, AdWords likes to optimize for clicks, and we don't have enough data yet because we're just starting out to optimize for conversions. So what we do instead is we rotate indefinitely. We make those decisions ourselves. That's it. Save and continue. Okay, now we're on to part 2. I've got a couple of pieces of data that we can use here just for copy pasting. So the business name, let's just type in a vertical here. We're going to do pest control as an example. Tons and tons of niches and verticals, however you want to call that you can tap into. You don't have to do pest control. We're just doing that as an example for now. So I'm going to grab this number here, paste that in. We get a couple of description lines, and a couple of these are kind of funny, no big deal. Just doing this as an example, right? Want to drive that phone call, so we tell them do what? Call now, right? Nice and easy. Okay, and then we've got a display URL, and what we're going to do is we're going to grab that, paste it in. It's going to be the same for the verification, so we just add in HTTP. Nice. All right, call reporting on, count call conversions. We select our conversion from the drop-down, so now we know we've got pest control. And then we get to the keywords. Oh yeah, so we're just going to do one keyword. We're going to do pest control. I just want to show you what that looks like. So we're going to estimate search traffic on pest control, okay? Does everybody see this? 32 to 39 clicks a day. Does everybody see the cost here? Everybody see the cost per click there? Put that in the chat box if you see that. What's that look like? $1.25, $1.53, exactly. Okay, perfect. So what this is saying is you're still paying per click. The difference is the click is to populate a phone number inside of a mobile phone, okay? And more times than not, with the proper ad copy, you're going to generate a phone call, okay? Now, when you generate a phone call for literally $1.25, $1.53 here, you guys see what we're saying here? And by the way, pest control season, we're actually not in the peak. We're in the dead spot. This is the end of January here, right? So it's not very big on pest control right now. This actually averages closer to $2, but right now it's low. So super, super cheap. Exactly. I see a lot of you are picking up on that. Okay. Now, I want to show you how much cheaper, okay? And I want to show you in Google's own words. So we're under the keyword planner. If you go to tools, you can find the keyword planner right there. And I put in US, same place we're targeting, and same keyword, pest control. Okay, I'm not playing with any numbers here. This number again, closer to like 20 bucks a click. Right now it's at 15. Okay, $15 a click. So here's what I want to do. I want to show you guys some money math. Let's do some money math. Let's come back to our slides here really quick. And by the way, we'll do some more live account stuff. I'll show you some stuff, but let's run through the numbers. So at $19 a click, which is an average of what pest control would run you on Google pay-per-click, the regular pay-per-click, not the stuff I just showed you for $1.25, but at the regular way of doing this, at $19 a click, how many clicks would it take to make a call? Put that number in the chat box. Some of you are saying 2.5, 15, 10, 5, 5, 10, 4, 3, 5. Those of you that are saying 3 and 1, wow, you guys are, yeah. That's I love your optimism. It's not going to be that. But here's what I'll do. I'll tell you what. We'll do this. Let's say 4. I think that's a fair compromise. I mean, 4 is, by the way, if you have something super dialed in, okay, you've already spent tons of money, that thousands of dollars we were talking about earlier, you've already spent that to dial this in to 4 clicks to make one phone call using the regular way. So let's just say 4. At 19 bucks, that's $76 a call the old way, okay? Versus what I just showed you inside of the call only campaigns, and we call it 250 because I wanted to round up. It used to be like $2, 220. You can see it's dropped in the peak, in the non-peak or the off season, I should say, to $1.25, $1.50 per click. But basically, you're looking at 250 a call. Okay, so $76 for a call or 250 a call. Put in the chat box what you want. Which one would you choose if you were driving phone calls? Exactly, 250. Duh. Duh is the right answer. That's actually the correct answer. Okay, great. So, what's happening to my slides here? There we go. So again, I want to reiterate, you can grow this as big as you want from anywhere in the world, okay, because of how you can run this. So, here we are in the timeline. I've revealed the untapped secret traffic source. We've talked a little bit about how much you can make, but I really want to dive into that and then show you the ugly site. So I went on to Google and I looked up different pest control lead services. I found one for $20 a lead. Here's the fine print. The leads may be delivered via email or SMS, so they aren't even delivering phone calls, let alone live phone calls. These guys are doing 20 bucks a lead for SMS and email. Ugh, right? I mean, that ought to give me an idea. Okay, look at this. This is what it costs people for their the customers of pest control companies to do business with a pest control company. It's very, very high margin. Okay, $800, as much as $7,000. I've even seen $10,000 in terms of estimates. So let's do the math on this really quick. We know there's good margins there. But let's say we undercut this guy who's charging $20 for an SMS or email lead, by the way. We charge $15 a live phone call. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? At $15 a call, 10 calls a day, just 10 calls a day is 150 bucks. Now we know our cost is going to be $250 a call using call only ads. So if we do the math on that, $250 a call, 10 calls a day, that's 25 bucks is our cost. We do the math on that, 150 minus 25 bucks, we make $125 each and every day on just one client. Everybody follow that? Are there any light bulb moments? Put light bulb in the chat box if you guys are starting to see it. Let me see some light bulbs. Bright. LED. I love it. You guys are hilarious. Okay. Funny crowd. I love it. All right. So we've gone over a little bit of the money math, but let's go even further here. So a live account view. I want to show you guys real numbers. Does that sound good? I'll show you one in the chat box if you want to see real numbers. Everybody wants to see real numbers. Okay, good. So we're going back. Look at that. It's a presentation that doesn't do presentation as much, right? Isn't that funny? All right. So campaign management. So here we are. October 13th to the 18th. This is before I cut it off because of the off season for pest control. If I scroll down to the bottom on the spend, everybody see that number? Put that number in the chat box if you see it. Put that number in the chat. Yep, you guys got it. All right. By the way, who was the first one to get that number? Mo, this would be a great time to, these people are, man, you guys are on it. I love it. This would be a great time, by the way, Mo, to give away the 25 bucks, I would think.
Boom. Okay, boom, boom, boom. They're coming in fast, fast, fast. And we have a winner, Carol Buck. Congratulations. You just won yourself 20 bucks. Put your email address in the chat box and yeah, we'll get you squared away in the end. Yeah, keep it rolling, William. This is awesome.
All right. So 646, that's what we spent. Everybody's on the same page. And phone calls. Everybody see that little column there? How many phone calls? Put that in the chat box. Put that in the chat box. That's right, 118. Okay, so we know our cost. We know how many calls we drove. Let's take a look at that math again and go a little bit deeper into that. So we know for the pest control week, which it wasn't even a full week, it was like 6 days, $646 spent, 118 calls driven at $15 a lead. That's $1,770. Everybody follow so far? If you want to pull out a calculator, please do. $1,770 minus 646. I'll go ahead and tell you the simple answer. That's the 1124 profit for 6 days, only a couple of cities, and that's what we call nice and easy. Okay, I love things that are nice and easy like that. Let's see. So, how much money can you make? I think we've covered that pretty well, pretty in depth there. But now we got to talk about the ugly site, right? And I told you guys it was ugly, and the next slide is actually the site. So I'm going to prepare you guys. Please do not laugh at me too much, okay? This is the ugly site, and I call it the ugly and easy website because it's it's so ugly it's easy, right? Please, again, don't laugh at my my site building skills too much. I know there's much better site builders out there than me, but this is all you need, okay? This is the site that's producing those results tied to those campaigns I just showed you with the numbers I just showed you. Is that not crazy? Put a 1 in the chat box if that site looks ridiculously, yeah, exactly. It's embarrassing. Okay, I'm going to move on from my embarrassment of a site. But I just wanted to show you guys how simple that is, right? And now let's talk about how you get paid, right? That's what everybody wants to, you guys want to know how to get paid, right? Everybody put a hell yeah if you want to know how to get paid. I want to see hell yeahs in the chat box. Let me see if you guys want to get paid. Yep, everybody wants to get paid. Okay, so here we go. Let's talk about that for a second. I have to cycle back and forth between the questions box. You guys are killing me on this. I love the interaction. You guys are great. So how you get paid, there's a couple of different ways. You've got what we call a pay-per-call affiliate offer, and this is the easiest method possible, okay? There's thousands to choose from, and they're totally easy to set up. There's no client acquisition, no management involved, okay? All those PITAs I was talking about, all the pain in the asses, yeah, no thanks, right? You don't have any of that to worry about. And you're going to get paid, again, without having to do all that customer service. And what that means for you, bottom line, is you're going to be able to scale your business because you don't have to focus on those clients. So we talked about that. And again, here's a couple of screenshots we took of some of the affiliate offers that are available. You can see things like drug addiction, carpets and flooring, security and alarms, locksmiths, window treatments. There's thousands, literally thousands of verticals you can tap into: chiropractors, handymen, lawyers, home insurance, insurance in general, life insurance, right? Mortgage services, auto insurance. It's crazy what you can tap into. So that's the easiest way you can get paid. Is everybody cool with that? Put cool in the chat box if you're cool with how you can get paid. Is that nice and easy or what? Nice and easy. So cold it's freezing. Amen on that one. Okay, so I promised you guys a bonus lesson on how to double your profits. Is anybody in here interested in doubling your profits? Put double. Let me see double in the chat box if you are interested in seeing how to double those profits. All right, we're going to do it then. Cool. We're probably going to do it anyway, but because it's that good, but I just wanted to make sure. So I want to introduce you to Marlon the Money Man. Marlon is a guy who took this and ran with it and was able to do this. So I just want to show you a few screenshots. You can see we blurred out some of the payment information, but you can see the payments coming in from his PayPal account that's tied to this. And I'm just going to cycle through a couple of these. You can see some higher dollar amounts there from some long-term clients of his. And the grand total of all those that I just showed you comes out to about $21,700 for the month, by the way. And here's the kicker. Marlon the Money Man uses the 20-minute work week software that we have, and this is the dashboard, by the way, and I'm going to go into depth on this and show you what this looks like, but this is what we call nice and easy, right? The 20-minute work week is nice and easy. He's able to generate success reports monthly, weekly, bi-weekly. He's able to look at those and go through those. Here's what I want to show you. This is what they look like. He's able to literally see how many conversions he has, how many increase he's got. Look at this. His cost per call, $4.86. Is that nuts or what? right? It used to be, by the way, this is, see this area right here? This is before we started working together. This is after he started implementing, and you saw earlier where he was thanking me for spending the time with him. Same stuff, same exact stuff, folks. So look at the difference. It's just night and day. Um, and here's the deal. He at the same time that he lowered his costs, I want to point this out. So he was spending like 15, 20 bucks a call. He lowered his cost by 2 to 3 times. Look at the call volume. Look, it just goes like straight up. I mean, yeah, there's ups and downs, but there is over here too, right? Look at the call volume, just night and day difference, right? And again, Marlon charges $30 a call. Okay, he's paying less than 5. He's profiting 25. Used to be he was paying 25, profiting 5. Now he's profiting 25 and only paying 5. Pretty cool. Here's how he did it. He used the 20-minute workweek software and he followed our strategy. Very easy. Number 1, number 2, right? There's Marlon right there. Good buddy of mine too now, by the way. Marlon and his girl Taryn, hanging out in Jamaica, having a good time. I'll tell you, that month that I showed you the money coming in, he went and spent 2 weeks in Jamaica, hanging out. He's got family down there, and he was just hanging out for 2 weeks, having a good old time, right? Pretty cool. And there he is in love, kissy face. So here's the thing. You're probably asking yourself, and if you're not, you should be, why aren't more people doing this, right? Are you asking yourself? Put a 1 in the chat box if this question has occurred to you, or if you're wanting to know why this hasn't. Okay, good. Lots of ones. Awesome. Okay, so here's the deal. Number 1, without a software like what I just showed you, the 20-minute workweek software, that would take you to run that stuff would take you 40 hours a week minimum. Right? It takes work, okay? Takes work. Number 2, similar software like what I just showed you is extremely expensive, right? The startup costs, I mean, you're going to pay just for a software like that, not even ad spend or anything, you're going to be spending $279 a month, okay? That's nuts. Number 3, we're not even done yet, right? Number 3, you need a team 24/7 ad managers, right? You need ad managers that can make all those right moves, and obviously that's going to get expensive because that's specialized information, right? Here's the good news though, okay? The 40 hours the 40 plus hours we were talking of weekly work reduced to 20 minutes with that software, the 20-minute workweek software. It's super simple, okay? Number 2, you're not going to have to spend thousands on this software, okay? You don't have to spend $279 a month on software like that. Isn't that nice? I just took away one of your biggest pain points. Do you have to spend a lot of money to make this work? Hell no. Okay? Hell no. Number 3, the software breaks it down for you in simple point-and-click tasks. This is not difficult stuff. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. A couple of screenshots of what this software is based on, by the way. $9 billion, actually $9 billion plus, in online advertising spend. Everything that this software taps into, over 1 million users. Okay, use this every day. And it's got over $9 billion of ad spend that it bases strategies off of. It takes 40 hours of what you would do in your pay-per-call campaigns, analyzes it in 60 seconds or less, and gives you exactly what the changes are that they recommend that you need to make. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Here's a couple of back office screenshots of this software where you can add in negative keywords. That's basically adding in the keywords you don't want your ads to show for. So for example, if you had roofing and you wanted only roofing calls for roofing on houses, you would want to make sure that negative keywords include automobiles and cars and trucks, things that have sunroofs, for example. Maybe sunroof would be one of your negative keywords versus the hard way. So that's the easy way, right? Point and click here, nice and easy, versus the hard way. Here's what the hard way looks like. You got to log into your AdWords campaign and you got to think of them yourself, right? This software suggests them, but this is the hard way. You got to come in here and think of it yourself, or spend money, even worse, spend money to find out what the bad keywords are. It's crazy. Here's something else. New keyword ideas. This software suggests you new keywords that can get you more clicks. Look at this. Just on this screenshot, 71 clicks a year additional just by adding these keywords in, right? If they make sense, of course. Not always. They don't always make sense, but a lot of times they do. Versus the manual way. You have to look at your search terms and figure that shit out for yourself. It's crazy, right? Are you guys like looking at this, figuring out how, like, you get the 40 plus hours of work. It's actually way more than 40 hours. I just didn't want to scare the shit out of you. 40 hours plus just to figure this stuff out the hard way. Optimize your bids. You can do this in one click. It's crazy. Versus the hard way, you've got to go in, and yes, you can do a couple of clicks and optimize your bids, but if you want to optimize per keyword or per ad group, you're going to have to come in here and do them one by one. And again, crazy level of automation here. Optimizing your ads, right? It's one thing to optimize your bids, but it's another thing to get higher click-through rates on your ads to save a lot of money. Versus the manual way, you've got to go in there and modify the ads individually one by one. Crazy amount of time to do that. Is it worth it in the end? Yes, long term. But isn't it nice to have a software like this where you can review your costs, go through and actually see where you can save money and see what has the lower returns versus the hard way where you actually have to pull out a calculator physically or on your computer and type in these numbers, right? Crazy amount of work you got to do. Duplicates. Sometimes your campaign ends up with duplicates and you have to manually search for those the hard way. But with this software, it finds the duplicates. All you have to do is remove them. One click, you remove them versus the hard way again. You got to search your campaign, your entire campaign. And sometimes, guess what? You miss them. You don't see them, right? Once you're done, you post all your changes. One click, all your changes done for the week. Now you know why they call it the 20-minute work week versus the hard way. Each change back in your account done individually. You have to remember, you have to think, you have to know already what to do. Whereas the software is going to tell you exactly what you need to do. So the bonus, by the way, one in the chat box if you're thinking that software is pretty sick. Yeah. Crazy cool, right? Okay. So here's the bonus. How to double your profits. Number one, you got to remove the middleman, or what we call the affiliate network, the affiliate, and you got to deliver the leads directly to the offline businesses. And I can already hear you guys. You probably are typing in the chat box now. You don't want to talk to excuse me, you don't, not that you don't want to talk to business owners, you just don't want to cold call them, right? Everybody should want to talk to a business owner because they want this stuff, trust me. But you don't want to cold call business owners, I get it. And so here's the deal. What if you didn't have to? What if there was a, check this out, guys. What if there's a way, and spoiler alert, there is, I'm telling you about it right now, a way to generate business owners that are interested in this and close them on this and get them deliver leads to them, excuse me, while 100% of the time it works, as long as they want business. As long as a business owner needs or wants business, this will work 100% of the time. Wouldn't that be cool if there was a way to do that? Check this out. So the prospect calls. We have a USA trained operator in this method, in this strategy, that answers the phone call. USA trained, meaning they're US based, by the way. They're not just USA trained. They're based in the USA. Okay, that's a big deal. They take the call details from, let's say, someone who's got roaches in their kitchen for pest control, right? We'll go back to the pest control, for example. And step 3, that operator now calls a local business that you want to work with, basically pest control companies that you want to work with, and offer them the lead. They give them the information and say, hey, listen, we're going to be following up with these people in step 4 to make sure that you delivered the service. Step 5, they repeat the process. Same thing, okay? Step 5, they repeat the process, ask them if they'd like to get more leads like this for a set price, and 100% of the time, the pest control company or whoever it is you're targeting, whatever vertical you're in, they're very interested. They want to know more about how they can do that. And so what happens is your operator will transfer, send the information over to you and send your information over to that business owner, that pest control company, for example, so that you guys can connect and literally take it's just order taking at that point. They're already sold on it. Why? Because you've already given them a live lead, actually 2 live leads at this point through this process. So again, 100% success rate strategy. The prospect calls in, the USA trained operator who's based in the USA answers, gets the details from the customer, and then goes into step 3 where they give the lead to the local contractor to get it serviced. They give that first lead free, and then they follow up to make sure that that lead has been serviced, to make sure that the business owner that you want to work with is actually taking care of those clients. It's a very important thing, right? And then they do that again. They repeat that whole process again in step 5, give them the second lead, and then they ask them, hey, would you like to get more like this for a set price? 100% of the time, they're going to say, yes, I want to know more about that, or who do I talk to? Information is exchanged, and you're on the phone taking an order for delivering leads. It's that simple. There's the overview of the process again. Now, I got to ask, how much in the chat box, by the way? Here's the answers. And Mo, this is a great time for another 25 bucks, okay?
Awesome, I'm
Uh,
watching.
how many or how much do you think it's going to cost for USA? By the way, guys, this is a key point. USA trained and located operators to answer the phone calls. How much per call? How much do you think? Let's see some money in here. See if anybody got it. Let's see if anybody got it. Got a couple of close. Couple of close. Okay, I'll let you guys figure it out. Did anybody put in $1.50 per call? It doesn't matter if that call's 30 minutes. It doesn't matter if it's 5 seconds. It's $1.50 a call. Is that not crazy? Really, really
Wow.
cheap. So whoever won that, can you guys figure that?
Crazy, yeah. I've just checked right now. So many came in, but $1.50. Jeffrey Green, you just won yourself 20 bucks. Just put your PayPal in, and we'll get you squared away at the end. Congratulations, awesome stuff, William. Keep it
Awesome.
rolling.
All right. So I kind of set you up for that one. How much do you think it costs to make outbound sales calls? So basically, how much do you think it costs for the same operator to now call that local pest control company with the lead they just took in for $1.50? Put that in the chat box. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Free. You wish it was free. You wish it was free. Oh man, 50 cents, $1.50, $2.50. Okay, here it is. You guys ready for this? It is pretty amazing. $1.75. That's it. Flat rate. Pretty awesome, right? Pretty awesome. So you're probably wondering, okay, great. I understand there's a way to get clients, and I don't have to manage them really or do any of that crap. But you kind of do, right? Why? How do you keep the clients? That's the big question everybody's probably asking right now. Well, it's one thing to get a client, but shit, how do I keep them? Right? That's probably in your mind. If it's not on your mind, it should be, right? And here's the thing, if you don't have a way to retain those clients, then you're going to lose big time, because there's studies done, and I'm going to show you a couple here in a second, where costs to get a client are way more expensive than retaining one. The catch is you only have so much time, 24 hours in a day, just like everybody, right, to work with those clients and keep them happy so that they stick, right? So I want you to check out these studies and show you what I'm talking about here to back this up. So the probability of selling to an existing customer, 60 to 70%, whereas to a brand new person, 5 to 20%. You guys see the difference in numbers there? Way easier to sell and keep an existing customer than it is getting a new one. Existing customers, 50% more likely to try new products, okay, and buy new stuff from you, and spend 31% more on that stuff than the new customers. Increasing customer retention rates just by 5%, can increase your profitability as much as 25 to 95%, which is nuts, okay? So that means if you're making 10 grand a month and you have a 5% increase in your retention, you could be making as much as, what is that, 12.5 up to 20 grand a month almost. It's crazy. 76% of companies see client lifetime value, that's what CLV is, right? How much a client is worth over their lifetime, as important. That's how many companies see it as important. Here's the kicker. I want you to focus on that number, 76%. But only 42% of those companies can even measure that value. Is there a problem with that? Everybody see the problem? Put "got it" in the chat box if you get the problem. 76% say that you guys got it. Okay, good. 76% are saying that it's important. Only 42% can even calculate it accurately. That's crazy. Okay, back to the slides here. Oh, that was my sources. Let me go back. So there's the sources if you guys want to go back to those and take a look. So the big question is why? Why do so many businesses, like that gap that we just talked about, that 76% and 42%, why are there so many businesses that let retention, aka the easy money, fall through the cracks? And I'll tell you why. It's because they don't have a system for it. It's not automated. In other words, how I like to say it, it's not nice and easy enough. Otherwise, everybody would be doing it. Is that fair to say? Put a 1 in the chat box if you agree with that statement. If it was nice and easy, They'd be able to, yeah, exactly, right? You guys are on the same page. Okay, great. What happened here? I lost my slides, or there we go. Oh, let me come back. Okay, so once you have the clients, you've got to keep them. We're in agreement on that. Let me tell you guys about an automated 90-day client engagement sequence that's plug and play. You heard that right, plug and play. That's what I call nice and easy style. You guys know how I do it with the nice and easy, right? So it's a 90-day autoresponder. The sequence. It's got client education videos that are white labeled. So if you want to throw your business logo on them, you can do that, right? Nice. Very nice. All designed, by the way, this entire sequence is designed to educate, onboard, and retain your new clients on autopilot, okay? On autopilot. You guys follow? Clients on board. Everybody follow? Put a clients on board in the chat box if you follow and if you're excited about that, that it's automated, that it's autopilot. Is that not awesome or what? Pretty cool stuff. Okay, great, cool. You guys are clients on board. I love it. Okay, let's see. Some of you are typing so fast that you're misspelling stuff. I love your enthusiasm. It's great. Okay, so are you excited about how easy this really is? Put a 1 in the chat box if you're excited, or put I'm excited. One of the two. Ones. Look at that. Goodness. I'm excited too, guys. This is one of the biggest opportunities to come along in a long, long time. What's going on with the slides? Keep having slide difficulties, so bear with me. By the way, if you don't want clients, I know we spent a little bit of time on that. Guess what? You don't have to get clients. 100% optional. Everything I just talked to you about in that bonus lesson, all the numbers, everything, you don't have to do that. It's totally optional, right? We showed you how people were getting paid before that with just the affiliate offers, right? And that's why I covered that in detail to show you guys there's an easy way, and then there's an easy way with more money, right? Totally up to you how you want to go. So we've covered that. We've covered Marlon the Money Man, the 20-minute workweek software. Now we're going to meet some ordinary people that are totally kicking booty with this 3-step process. You guys ready for this? More people making these things happen because this is so simple, no joke, that even your grandpa could do it. And if you don't believe me, I want to introduce you to Grandpa Bill. I'm not kidding. Look at this. First day of his campaign results, he's already in profit. And he goes, not too shabby, I'd say, for a 63-year-old codger like me. So what's your excuse, right? Love this guy. Bill is actually a great guy. He's out in California, and it took him a little bit of time to get this together because he's not very tech savvy. But I'll tell you, when I say a little bit of time, I mean compared to most. Most people are up and running with this a couple of days. No joke, a couple of days. Took him maybe about a week, right? No big deal. Because he's totally crushing it now. And not to forget about Gurpal. We talked about Gurpal, the miserable moving union worker, right? Profitable in his campaigns. Here's a couple more people. Jesse closed a $15,000 agreement with $5,000 up front for the first 10 leads. That's $500 a lead. You guys following? You guys are following, right? $500 up front on an AdWords campaign from James Skura. Gorick, located in Belgium. Anywhere in the world, folks. Anywhere in the world. You guys following on that? Income of 45 leads, or 45 bucks times, or excuse me, 45 calls, yeah, times 25 bucks. It's 11.25, 2 days with an expense of 80 bucks. And profit of 10.45. 2 days. 2 days of running. Okay. Bill from Boston. 125 calls, $327 commission, 19% conversion rate. This was out of the gate, by the way. Teddy over in North Carolina, good guy. He's actually coming out to Vegas about a month or so. 15 minutes, 2 clicks. Okay, 11 spent, $1.54. Crazy. Or 11 made, excuse me, spent $1.54. Crazy. And again, Marlon the Money Man, $21,700, couple weeks in Jamaica, nice and easy, right? Brian Peterson, great guy. First campaign, in the first 6-7 hours, he was in profit, okay? He's pretty happy with that because he was only testing. The Dart Brothers, they launched their first campaign. Their first 16 calls came in, $1.21 a call. I happen to know that later they generated hundreds of calls within 6 days on that same campaign. David, $15 a lead, 3-to-1 return, $22.49 profit per call. You guys following? Is this not awesome what people are able to do with this just out of the gate? Crazy. Okay, so we've gone through pretty much everything I promised you guys. I showed you guys that untapped traffic source. We met some people doing this thing. I showed you how to use the 20-minute workweek software. Now we're pretty much into the Q&A until the wheels fall off. But before we do that, I want to talk to you about something really quick. How many of you are excited to get your first nice and easy profitable AdWords pay-per-call campaign? Put a 1 in the chat box if you are super psyched for this thing. Awesome. Awesome. I love that. I'm as fired up as you guys, okay? Because this is the real deal here, right here. And here's the deal. We want to help you. I say we, Chris and I, want to help you grow your pay-per-call business. Okay? And we're going to do that with step-by-step training on exactly how to set up your first campaign that's newbie-friendly. We're going to get you real-time AdWords pay-per-call case studies. I'll even show you a couple of screenshots here in the Q&A. We've got a very, very active Facebook group that's private that you're going to have access to. We're going to review your vertical, your keywords, your ad copy, your campaign, and help you optimize and scale from your very first campaign, okay? And again, scale from one city to many. And what we call this is the 15 ways that we personally ensure your success, which makes it impossible for you to fail, okay? So number one, okay, if you're taking notes, number one, access to all ongoing live case studies. We actually have 4 case studies going on right now. We've got pest control, we've got local clients in a few different verticals, we've got Marlin, we've got Miss Jean and roofing. We've got a ton of case studies going right now and more to come. And then we've got 2 private coaching calls every month. Every month, like clockwork, on the 14th and the 28th. That's when we do those coaching calls. And we put a value of 197 on those a month because, again, these are things where you have live Q&A every 2 weeks with me, right on the screen, where I can take a look at what you're looking at or help you with keyword strategies or show you different things. And I always showcase a lot of different things. Number 3, affiliate offer, niche selection review. We review the vertical you're going to go into and the offer you select to make sure you select an offer that's going to actually profit for you, make money for you, right? We don't want you stepping into an offer that's not going to make money, or we don't want you going after a vertical with clients who are crappy and don't like to pay very much, right? We review, number 4, we review all of your AdWord copy. Man, you know how hard it is, by the way, just to find someone to review your ad copy that's worth a crap? We review it all. We take care of that for you. Your keyword list review. By the way, this is 80% of the heavy lifting right here, coming up with a good keyword list. It's not hard at all. It's super simple to do, but if you do it wrong, you're going to pay for it in the end, right? So we do keyword list reviews. Make sure you're covered there. We do a campaign setup review. Before you even hit the button to go live and spend money, we make sure the campaign is set up correctly before you hit that button. Isn't that crazy cool? Number 7, we build out web pages for you. So all you got to do is provide the content and the images. Those ugly sites that we build them that way because no one has to see them. It's just Google's bot that's going to go and crawl that site. We will build out 10 pages for you, all keyword targeted, per site for you. All you got to do is provide the basic content and the images. Number 8, campaign optimization reviews. That's right. Once you get your campaign running, it's one thing to get it running. It's another thing to get it totally dialed in. We're going to help you dial that stuff in. Pretty cool stuff. And then once it's dialed in, you want to scale. You want to spend more money on what's the most profit, or what's bringing you the most profit, right? Number 10, some of you want to start with affiliate offers and transition to local clients. We got you covered. Okay. Number 11, this is one of my favorites. Actually, we were talking before we jumped on the webinar. We were talking about we got a Thailand trip coming up. Vegas is coming up here in March. I'm actually out here in Vegas, but we've got a bunch of people coming in from to Vegas the 1st of March, and then towards the end of April, we're all heading to Thailand. So number 11, obviously, is my favorite part. One of my favorites. You get 2 live workshops a year. And they're not that close together always either. We're going to have another one later this fall. The one in Vegas happens to be something I wanted to put on for everybody that's coming into this thing, right? And then number 12, you get the 20-minute workweek software. You guys saw that. It's normally like $279 a month. If you were to go and try and find software that can do that for you, It's crazy how much that stuff costs, but we're going to throw that in, okay? I told you it's going to be nowhere near that for you. So number 13, the full training course. We're going to give you the training course, and this is broken up into very small chunks that you can literally watch one video, go implement, come back and watch the next video and implement, and so on and so forth. It's nice and easy, step by step. You guys know how we like to do it. Number 14, we have that proprietary method we talked about for getting those clients hands-free, and it works 100% of the time, right? We put a value of $2,000 on that because it's probably more than that, because anything that can get you clients hands-free like that, where you're basically order taking, that's a money maker, right? That's a money printing machine, I should say. Number 15, here we are at the last one. Number 15 is our client engagement sequence. We covered that. $5,000. Actually, that's probably too low too. But we wanted to be conservative on our estimates here. If you were to go and hire somebody, a professional, to build out a 90-day autoresponder sequence, complete with training videos on how to teach and educate your client on how to do better business with you and stick with you long term, that would cost at least $5,000, maybe way more than that. And so again, that's automated, plug and play, nice and easy. So how much is all this really worth? If we look at the totals here, you can see there's a lot of monthly expense of what this would cost you normally. And a lot of like the events, I mean, we say those are worth $1,000 each. Live events, folks, you guys know this. Live events are a couple of grand a piece, but we say $1,000. So obviously our numbers are way under what they should be conservatively. So if we were to break down the 15 ways we personally ensure your success, making it impossible for you to fail, it would round out to about $12,000 or so, $11,997 up front. That's up front, and $19.97 a month, roughly. Okay, which, by the way, for a business, starting up a business, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. But guess what? You're not going to have to go that route. Okay. Let's see here. What's going on with the slides again? Our price normally, and by the way, you're not going to have to pay this either. Please don't freak out. Put a 1 in the chat box if you're okay with seeing our normal price. This is our normal price. Not what you are paying today. Not what you are paying today. Yeah, everybody's hella cool with it. Okay, good. I wanted to make sure because this is a big deal. Our price is actually $4,000 up front and $600 a month. Okay. Now, still having issues with the slides. Here we go. Before I tell you the price, I want to stress something to you guys. You guys have learned a lot here today. You'll be able to actually take this recording and go and implement tonight. Okay, and I expect a lot of you to do that. Actually, I'd be very happy if you share those results with me even. So please do that. But I want to tell you about the GoDaddy rule, what we call the GoDaddy rule. And here's the GoDaddy rule. Quick story. GoDaddy. You buy a domain, it's like super cheap, right? A few bucks. Sometimes they even have those 99-cent sales. If you let that domain go, I know from personal experience, to try to get that back once it's entered like the expiration period or the lapse period or whatever, they charge you fees out the yin yang. Okay, it hurts. It's like $100. All because what? All because I hesitated. All because I hesitated to set that up on auto renew. Everybody follow? I mean, and by the way, how easy is it? It's like one click to do, by the way. One click to save myself like $99 of trouble, right? So I only had to learn that lesson once, but that's what we call the GoDaddy rule. It's about hesitation. And here's someone to elaborate on that a lot better. His name is Enzo Ferrari. Everybody heard of Ferrari? Put a 1 in the chat box if you know who or what Ferrari is. Yep. Okay. Good. Everybody knows what a Ferrari is. Spoiler alert! It's the car on this picture, right? This Ferrari that's traveling high speed in the corner here. Here's a quote from Enzo. Racing is a great mania to which one must sacrifice everything without reticence or reserve, without hesitation. Now, let me ask you guys a question based on the GoDaddy rule I just gave you. This car traveling at high speed right here in front of you, if this driver hesitates, it's going to cost him, right? Everybody understands that. It's going to cost him. What's it going to cost him? Put in the chat box what you think this is going to cost him. if he hesitates? Is it going to cost him a lot of money? Death, exactly. It's going to cost him his life. Okay. Here's what I want you to understand. In business, we're not talking about costing you your life necessarily in business, but we're talking about uh, a type of life, a lifestyle that you would be costing yourself if you hesitate. Now, I've shown you guys what the numbers are and what that looks like. I mean, just for the 20-minute work week software, just for the software, if you were to go elsewhere, you're looking at $279 a month. Okay, that software that has access to $9 billion in ad spend that you can evaluate and make your decisions off of. By the way, super cool that you can do that. So instead of that, here's the deal. What this is actually worth, instead of our price, by the way, you go outside of us, you're looking at 11, 12 grand up front. With us, you're looking at 4 grand up front. You're not going to pay that. You're not going to pay the 600 a month or the 2,000 a month. We have for today only, for the next few hours, no joke, next few hours, 85% discount. It is $497 and $89 a month. And there's the link. If you guys want to put that in the chat box, Mo, if you got me covered on that.
Yep, I've just put that in the chat box for you, yeah, William.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. I want to jump into the FAQ. Everybody cool if I jump into the FAQ?
Yep, it's cool. Yeah, fire away, guys. If you've got any questions, guys, just put it in the chat box, and we'll be doing the live Q&A session right now. So if you've got any questions, guys, just fire it away in the chat box.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go with the ones that I know are the most common, and then we'll field some from the chat box if that's okay. So, how much do you need to spend on AdWords before you can make a profit? I know a lot of you are asking that. You saw some screenshots where people were spending a few bucks and making money with this thing. 45 call volume, $80 ad spend. Dude's making over $1,000 profit from selling to clients, right? Grandpa Bill, $33 commission, first day, not even got started yet. So how easy or simple is this really? Well, if Grandpa Bill can do it, if Gurpal, the miserable movie union worker, can do it, if Marlon the money man can go to Jamaica for 2 weeks and let this stuff run by itself almost, literally 20-minute work week, right, from Jamaica, does that not sound like the life? I'm almost a little jealous he got to go to Jamaica. I was like, why didn't you tell me you were going, man? I would have gone with you. He's like, well, I love you, man, but I wanted to see family. Next question. How soon can I make money with this? A lot of people want to know how quickly you can make money with this. Well, 15 minutes of going live. I told you guys it takes a couple days to set up. If your Grandpa Bill speed, no problem. Take you about a week. That's not that big a deal. And 15 minutes later, you're going to have traffic. Okay, you're going to have results. Next question. What are the best verticals for AdWords pay-per-call? The best verticals for AdWords pay-per-call are anything that is urgent. Anything, well, not anything, but mostly the urgent stuff. You can drive phone calls for anything, but the stuff that's urgent, like tow trucks and pest controls, people that are infested, pest control, people that are infested with cockroaches, obviously that's urgent to them, right? People broken down on the side of the road, that's urgent. Carpet cleaning, they may have family coming in next week and they're embarrassed about the stain on their carpet, they want to get that clean. That's urgent. It's urgent to them, right? So anything that can have urgency tied to it or attached to it. Home services tends to work really well for that. Let's see, next question. What if I got my AdWords account banned? It's a great question. So here's the thing. I can't advocate for using multiple accounts or anything like that. I know a lot of people out there do it, and I don't personally do it. I wouldn't recommend doing it. I recommend using one account. It's actually pretty easy to get an account ban lifted, believe it or not. A lot of people think it's difficult. It's really not. Just talk to support. As long as you weren't doing anything completely shady, you should be able to get your account reinstated. No joke. Because Google wants you to spend money with them, right? They just don't want any bad activity, right? Let's see. What countries can I do this in? I know we've already talked about doing this anywhere in the world, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. I mean, Gorick, we just talked about Gorick. Belgium, that's where he's at. Okay, so whenever he posts from Facebook, that's where he's posting from, is Belgium. Actually, Gorick's coming out to Vegas as well. Can't wait to see him. Um, he, man, I'll tell you, you can do this from anywhere in the world, and you can grow this as big as you want. As big as you want. That's how cool this thing is. Marlon, the Money Man, as big as you want. Already talked about how big you can grow it. Let's see. I think that's it. Is that it?
Yeah,
So what
just
am I getting? Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
just real quick, we had some more questions about Serplify. Guys, this ties into the monetization aspect, so you can obviously scale up, get paying clients fast, and we'll have specific training towards Serplify later on, and we'll have like a webinar up just on Serplify alone, so don't worry about that, guys, and we will notify you when we have that webinar up, so you can register, and we'll have a full training just on Serplify alone, so don't worry about that, guys. Yeah, carry on, William.
So before I go through everything again, what we're getting, because I do get that question sometimes. I know 15 things that we do, that's a lot. So I will go through those again, but I'd like to field some questions from you guys. You guys have the link up here at the top. And hopefully you guys got a lot of value. If you got a lot of value out of that, shoot what you got out of that, right? Shoot something in the text in the chat box there, what you got out of this thing today, and show me that you're gonna actually go and apply this stuff. That's what I care about. I want to make sure you guys actually go and do something with this, because there's so much money to be made doing this. All right, what do we got?
Yep. If we've got any more questions, guys, just let us know, and we'll get it cleared right away.
I see some questions coming in. So if some of you are call Zoom
William,
members already, or
somebody
if
mentioned,
you,
is there any guarantee? Is there any guarantee on this, William?
yeah, guarantee is I believe 30 days. I believe 30 days money back is
Yeah.
the
So, guys,
guarantee.
if you're not happy with it at all, then obviously you just and we can't get this working for you. Then obviously would be no questions asked. It'd be like a money back guarantee, guys. So you don't got to worry about that. It's 100% risk free.
Yeah.
We're giving you the opportunity here to obviously take action on this. So you got to obviously seize the opportunity while you still can, guys. So.
Leslie's
Yeah,
asking about PayPal as well, if there's a PayPal option.
it should be
There should be,
PayPal.
right? Yeah.
It should be PayPal. It should be PayPal. It's just done through, I believe it's done through Nanocast.
Yeah, if you want
I
to
think
just
it's,
show them real quick. So guys, literally you just have to go on learn.calzu.com/Serplify, and then yeah, you can click through the option, and there is PayPal indeed. So it should be good to go on that end.
And Travis joined us, so great to see you there, Travis.
there you
Go
go.
out there and question.
This is the
That
site
is,
right here.
Okay, awesome. So just William, just show them real quick. So basically, you go on the site, and then yeah.
yeah, Carl just paid with PayPal as well, so great to have you on board. So PayPal is definitely working.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just PayPal. It's just through Nanocast is all. It looks a little bit different. Yeah, we make it actually pretty straightforward. This is for the registration. For those of you who have questions about like existing members, some of you I see are CallZoo members. If you want to submit a ticket to support@callzoo.com, they'll take care of you guys. Our support staff always takes care of our own, right? And for those of you who are in already, awesome, welcome aboard. And everything I just said about taking care of you guys is totally included. So any other questions you guys got that you see coming through you want to field?
Yeah, I'm just running through the questions now real quick.
I've seen some people asking about the pay-per-call affiliate networks, where where you guys find those and do that kind of stuff.
So we have that in our training. I can even show you guys a screenshot. Not even a screenshot, I'm sorry. It's an actual. So Astoria is one of the ones I like to use. This is from today. You can see. Actually, let me refresh. What are we at? 45 calls and 16. You can see it's pest control, Terminex, right? 45 and 16. Let's see. Where are we at right now? If I do a refresh, probably might be the same. 48. So we got 48 calls in. By the way, this is the affiliate side, so I'm making money, but in conversion rates, look at that. All right, I haven't even started optimizing this yet. So I've driven 48 calls that I could have driven to local clients and gotten probably, like we said in the example, $15 a call, like nobody's business. You know, what's 48 and 15? I mean, that's let's take a look here. Pull up the trusty Windows 10 calculator. Hope it tells us the truth. 48 times 15 is 720 bucks. So, I mean, I made 88, but I could have made like almost 10 times as much. You guys see that? And that's selling at 15, right? If I sold it what the other guy was selling for, this is what's really gonna blow your mind here. What is that, 48? And that, by the way, that's for today. For today, it's actually 21 calls. So 960 for the last 2 days. If you look, I've run calls here and here. I just started this back up because of the off season. So 960. That's what I could have made. Crazy
Nice,
cool how that works.
nice. And Jed said that he started a campaign following just what you shared during the webinar. So he's already got a campaign fired up. Great job, Jed.
Dude, congrats. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. I love hearing that kind of stuff because that means you guys are on the way.
absolutely. And Brian is saying that the payment link is circling. Brian, I'd probably either try clearing your cookies or trying a new web browser or something. And then just go back to that link and try again.
Yep, awesome stuff. So guys, if you got any more questions, just let us know in the chat box. I know it's late over there. Well, it's late for me in the UK, but yeah. But any more questions, just let us know, guys. So we've got someone asking here. Let me just read this question. What is it?
Daniel, we've had a couple people buy from PayPal already, so you're saying
Yeah.
you're having issues. So, um, got an error
Uh,
screen that said to check account. Maybe there's something wrong with your personal account, because sales are coming in through PayPal.
yeah. Just Greg was asking, what's the difference between calls and paid calls on your chart, William?
Yeah, before I get into that, support at callzoo.com. If you're having PayPal issues
Yeah.
for some reason,
I'll put it
support
in the
at
chat box.
callzoo.com. Yeah, it's up on your screen, and please put it in the chat box. That way you can take care of that. What was the
Well,
question again? I do want to answer that.
Greg was saying, what's the difference between calls and paid calls on your chart?
So calls are calls that weren't qualified based on the affiliate offer. They weren't qualified because they didn't last long enough. So usually on an affiliate offer, the call for pest control needs to last longer than, for example, a minute on this particular offer that I just showed you. So any call that comes in under a minute, which is basically people not going through the automated voice thing, you know, the phone tree. They basically want to talk to a real human, and they don't get connected right away, and so they don't qualify. Um, but the 16 that came through that I got paid on were longer than a minute phone calls. Matter of fact, if I show you on the performance of that, I can show you. Let's see, calls. I can show you what that looks like here. So if I scroll down, you can see Terminex, and if you look over to the right, you'll see total duration, 19, 30, 14. I mean, these are sales. People are people are buying and setting up pest control appointments, right? Even down to like a couple minutes long. People are scheduling because they're existing customers, but they just called in using my ads, right? Everything else is just people getting stuck in the tree. Sometimes they call back, sometimes they don't. But we have ways of actually, if they do call back, sending them to another offer that's pest control related into probably even another company. So you can have multiple affiliate offers for the same vertical, like for example, pest control, like we do here, and get paid on the what we call the redials, right? You're getting into some really technical stuff there. I don't want to freak anybody out. We've got training that covers all of that. But that's a good question. It's a good question. That's the difference between the calls. If I were able to, actually, we have software, call tracking software that we use. I can log into the back office and listen to each and every one of these phone calls, and I can tell you right now, a conservative estimate is actually 80% of these phone calls are pest control qualified. If I were to be more accurate on the number, it's going to be 90 plus. So 9 out of 10 calls that I generate are going to be able to be sold to a local client. Even if they didn't qualify on an affiliate network, they would qualify because they would go straight to that pest control company. Does that make sense? They wouldn't have to deal with a phone tree and get stuck in there and say, oh, screw this and hang up. How many of us have done that, by the way? I know I have. I've gotten into a phone tree. I'm like, nope, not right now. I may even call back 2 days later and do it, but I'm not doing it right now. I don't want to press one and say my account number and, oh, I didn't understand you crap, right? I hate that. I really don't like phone trees. Um, I run affiliate offers to get good data, and once I have data from my campaigns inside of AdWords, I know exactly where all the hot spots are now for pest control. And guess what? I go and find clients in those cities because I know my call volume is going to be through the roof. And if I can make more money from having local clients, by the way, getting them is super easy, right? We showed all that stuff. There's no reason for me to keep doing business with the affiliate company, right? I mean, this is plug and play, but the difference between plug and play and pretty much plug and play on the other end is the difference between 5 and 10 times your money, easy, right? I showed you guys the math on that, so good question.
Yeah, one thing you gotta bear in mind, guys, all the videos, like everything in between, it'll be all in the members area. Obviously we'll be there. You'll have experts there looking over your campaigns to make sure it's all good. Being there with you every step of the way to obviously make sure you get results with this. And it's all going to be step by step, do this, do that style, training approach to guarantee results. This is not just some theory-based stuff. We literally give you the exact proven training that's been responsible for, hundreds of success stories that you've seen, and William can show you as well. So you want to get in on this right now, guys. Yeah, I'll put the link in
Yeah,
the chat
yeah,
box once
absolutely.
again. Joshua, if you could
I,
just put the link in again. Yeah,
yeah. Ron has joined us. James has joined us. Mark has
yeah.
joined us. So great to have you guys on board. Make sure you go to the link to join us as well.
Awesome,
Uh,
guys. Yeah, and on top of that, guys, you can be rest assured we're not just going to be leaving you hanging here. You're going to be getting that 24/7 personal customer support on this. So if you're unsure of anything, you've got any questions, all you got to do is reach out to us, and obviously you'll get a response right away. Okay, guys?
and Amro is asking, how do we do billing with clients?
That's a
Yeah,
great
William?
question. That's a
Yeah.
great question. We have, remember that call tracking software I was telling you about that I can listen to recordings? So we've got a whole software that we can tap you into, no problem. It's actually included in the monthly. So that monthly, the 89 monthly, I mean, you guys have access to so much stuff, but call tracking is important. You need access to call recordings. But this call tracking software that we're talking about, CallZoo is what it's called, can actually you can bill your clients with PayPal. Stripe integration's coming soon, but basically you can bill straight from PayPal. They have their own little back office they can log into and listen to the recordings themselves. It's really super sick. I mean, when you plug that in with the client engagement sequence, teaches them how to use all that stuff, by the way. So they don't, like, your clients are going to be the most educated clients you've ever had after 3 months of doing business with you. They're going to want to continue doing business with you because of how professional your business is laid out, right? This is not just a, hey, I opened my store. No, there's a whole process that's plug and play that all you got to do is just plug it in and go. But it doesn't feel like that, if that makes sense. Like it's a legit business with the options to bill your clients straight from the platform, let them listen to recordings. You can listen to them, download them if you want. All that stuff's covered, absolutely. Good question, though.
Yeah, any
Perfect.
other
And
questions, Joshua? Just check. My
yeah,
chat box is frozen up. So many people on the webinar. I don't know why. So.
By the way,
Kameko has joined us,
I
and
want
then Bell has joined us as well. So great to have you on, guys.
welcome aboard. Yeah, and by the way, everyone that's on the call, I appreciate your time, and thank you for letting me share uh, uh, how this is done and the opportunity, because this is so big that saturation is not an issue, right? It's just not. It's a non-issue. But I really am glad that I was able to share that, and some people were even taking action, like you said. That's great. I really think that's awesome. I think you're gonna uh, really appreciate the return on investment there just from implementing off this webinar. That's really cool. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
absolutely. Absolutely. And guys, if you've posted a question and we've somehow missed it, please post it again. There's a lot of questions coming in, a lot of comments coming in. So if you posted a question and we missed it, post it again. Mosh is asking, I heard that the Google pay-per-call is not open for all professions.
There are a couple of professions that Google is testing out with right now on different things. Um, but for most professions, I mean, outside of your normal things for ad spend like porn business, gambling, what's some of the others you guys know? Help me out here. Porn and gambling, what else is there? There's
Uh,
A lot of restricted ones that I don't know. Yeah, gambling's one of them. The adult,
prostitution as well.
there you go.
the
The
adult scene.
escort sites.
There you go. So
There's a
yeah,
lot of escort sites out there, though.
yeah, there's a ton. There's a ton, no doubt. But yeah, as long as you're not in those industries, and if you are, I mean, hats off to you. It's just they're not going to work for this model. Like I said, if you stick to home services, huge money in that. Huge money in that. Business owners want this. So, guys, I have inside this training. I don't just train. I show you guys and let you listen in on recorded phone calls with clients and me closing them. Not just me though, all our students, anytime they send in a recording, I edit it, post it in the members area. You're going to hear multiple people closing multiple clients, and it's so funny because you'll hear them go through. You think it would be like an hour-long presentation, dude? It's like 5 minutes. They're like, yeah, okay, what do you need? Tell me what you need.
Right.
Let's do it. I mean, that's the phone call. Yeah, sure. Do you need my email? What do you need? Are we doing this through PayPal? Are we doing this on a card? What are we doing, right? And you send them an invoice. It's so super simple. It's not even funny. But when you hear those recordings, it's something. It's one thing to say, okay, William can do it. That's great. You know, he showed us how he's doing it. But is he the only one doing it? And clearly, I'm not. There's people that are doing it in a big way, right? Completely separate and outside of what anything that I'm doing on case studies. I mean, we've got tons and tons of, as you can see on the screen there, I mean, tons of stories of people just posting in. This is part of our Facebook group that's so active. Matter of fact, since you guys see that, you guys can see I'm in Callzoo now, the Callzoo AdWords group that we've got here. There's the live event we've got. People sharing stuff in the group, right? There we go. There's another one, January 14th. I mean, this is the group. This is what makes things so awesome, is because people are in here constantly helping each other out, talking about what they're doing. Here's Gorick locked down his first client last week. Client acquisition, here's a couple thoughts. I mean, so much value in this group, it's not even funny. That's just the first few scrolls there. But yeah, I mean, anyway,
Yeah.
any other
Raymond is saying I'm in, but he wants to know what time the coaching calls are and when.
coaching calls are on the 14th and 28th of each month, and I do them at 12 noon Pacific because I'm out in Vegas. Um, so 12 noon Pacific, that's 3 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. or excuse me, 8 p.m. London time, and I think 7 a.m. Australia time the next day, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's how that works out.
Awesome stuff. Yeah. Any further questions? I'm just looking in the chat box.
Yeah, and guys, and if you have any, if you're on the fence about joining this incredible offer, then just let us know in the chat box what's holding you
Yeah, I
back.
mean,
If you're on
guys,
the fence,
we're here to clear any objections. Guys, if you got anything on your mind, or if you're still not in here for whatever reason, guys, just give me a one in the chat box, because we want to clear, any objections here to make sure you're all good to go. We're all on the same page, because we're here to help you guys. So, tell me what
Julius is
reason?
saying that she is in. I'm in too if I can private message someone. You can hit up support at callzoo.com.
Yep.
Okay, Jennifer's saying, I am fearful of not knowing how to do this. As I mentioned before, Jennifer, there's going to be training videos and everything, step by step in the members area. And also, we're pretty much here, in this business long term, month after month. We're here to make sure, you succeed with this. And we're going to force you to succeed with this, being there with you every step of the way via our exclusive, Kaozu Facebook Mastermind group when you need the extra support or hand holding. So, guys, remember the people that break through, make it online, they always have a support channel, a shoulder to lean on, and that's what you're going to be getting here when you get in on the inside of this, guys, okay? And just, if you didn't already know, just being part of a private mastermind group with highly successful, 6 to 7 figure entrepreneurs sharing these proven valuable insights, strategies, and case studies that's easily worth $10,000 to $20,000 there alone, guys. And you're going to be able to leverage all of that, access all of this, all at your fingertips for just that one-time investment right there, guys. Okay. So you're going to want to get in on this while you still can, guys. I'm not sure how long is left on that page, William, because some people are asking, how long is it left in terms of the timer, but
Yeah, and a few
yeah,
people are asking about purchasing tomorrow, so we'll have to talk to William and Chris once
yeah,
we jump off to see if we can do something.
yeah, we'll have to talk, after this webinar, but yeah, guys, if you're going to now is the best time to get in on this while you still can, guys, because obviously, you know, things could change afterwards. So, any other
Yes.
questions? Yeah.
Samir's just jumped in, so welcome Samir, Ed, Eric, Kameko. Hopefully I said your name
Goodness.
correctly.
Welcome
So
aboard.
everybody's on board.
Yeah. Hey, I'm glad to have you guys. I think you guys are making an excellent decision. And it goes back to that GoDaddy rule, right? No hesitation. That hesitation will kill you. And with something like this, I mean, you guys see how pretty much plug and play we've made it on both fronts. So it doesn't matter if you're coming in for the affiliate side or if you're coming in to drive calls for yourself even. I've had a lot of students come in just want to drive calls for their own business. I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. What's funny is I've had a couple of those people that do that. They're like, man, I'm so good at driving calls for this vertical now for myself that I want to duplicate the campaign and lock down clients in other cities that I don't have a business in, basically. And I'm like, well, do it, and they have the step-by-step on it. And of course they've got us in support, and then they've got us in the Facebook group. So yeah, like they're constantly updating and asking for input and all those different points, like we covered the ad copy, the ad campaign setup, or make sure everything's all ready to go. Make sure the keyword lists are good. The awesome part about this is once you get things dialed in for one, let's say one affiliate offer or one client, duplicating is as easy as copy paste. I'm not kidding. So if you wanted it, so you get one client, that's great. You don't have to start all over with the say if you stay in the same vertical. You can just go get client number 2 and number 3 and number 4 in different cities and just copy paste the campaign. And there's a little bit of optimization, but that's that 20-minute work week we were talking about. Right? We've got software that plug and plays that nice and easy for you, while you spend all your time engaging with your clients and picking up new ones and hitting the copy paste button inside of AdWords to duplicate those campaigns for your new clients. Like it's stupid simple how it is once you get things dialed in, and it's not hard to get things dialed in. Obviously, people are crushing it just a few hours in of launching their campaign, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so Colleen is asking, how does this work for home-based businesses? Not like network marketing, I believe she's referring to, if it works for that.
I don't have anybody that's doing this for network marketing. I'm sure you could drive calls. Um, you'd have to be very specific, and there would have to be very targeted on who you're going after, if that makes sense. Um, you could run campaigns doing that, though. I think you could run campaigns doing that, and there would be call volume there for you. Would there be as much, or would it be as profitable as what we've talked about on this call? No, absolutely not. I'm not gonna blow smoke up your butt there. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like, stick to what works. What works is home services and industries and verticals that have a need for phone call. Any business that can do business via a phone call, right? And get away from the MLM side of things, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, some comments asking about Serplify. Guys, like I said before, we'll be having a specific training just on Serplify alone, and we'll be emailing you that shortly. So don't worry about that, guys. This webinar was mainly for to scale up and get paying clients, and then to obviously scale up with your sort of Google AdWords, which works along with Serplify, because obviously you're going to be getting paying clients. You're going to be knowing how to do it and how to do it the right way. So this sort of speeds things up for you. So. Yep, so any further questions?
Awesome. Sarah's saying, I'm in. What is your opinion about using this for web design and SEO services?
You can definitely pull call volume for that. I would say Affiliate offers probably not going to be. There'll be a few out there, I'm sure, for that, but I would go local client with it if I were you, and I would start with something that is competitive and urgent. So when I say urgent, what could be urgent about a website? I'll give you guys some examples so you can start thinking outside of the box here. What could be urgent about a website? Well, maybe instead of a website, you go after a mobile website. Right now, all the heat is on mobile website. What about apps? I know a lot of people do mobile apps now. That's a whole business thing. Um, what about let's see. Instead of website, what are some of the problems that could happen with a website? Like maybe website security. Is your website down? Um, Website hosting that's reliable. There's ways to tap into the urgency of someone's problems that they're experiencing, and then come back, and now that the door is open, come back and offer your website building services and website SEO services, as opposed to just targeting directly. Could you, now, to answer your question more directly, can you target those direct? Yes. Would I recommend it? No. I recommend going after the urgent problems that people have. I mean, think about it. If I were to just throw an ad out for pest control that says, do you need pest control? Right? Someone's going to say yes or no, and most of the time they're going to say no, even if they're searching for something. Whereas if I say, is your home infested? Right? Infestation, that's a hell of a word, by the way, like for pest control, because an infestation is totally about perspective. A lady could be in her kitchen and see 3 cockroaches and think she's infested, right? When really an infestation is, um, uh, hundreds or thousands, right? Like so many you can't even count. That's an infestation. And yeah, where you see 3, there's going to be more for sure. But is it an infestation? Well, it's all relative to the freak out level of the little old lady in the kitchen, right? And when you say a word like infested in an ad copy, even if they only saw 3 bugs or 3 cockroaches, do you think they're going to be like, hell yeah, that's me, that's my problem, click, right? That's how it happens. So ask yourself where the urgency is in your offers, right? And what you're offering. Where is the urgency? Where is the urgency? Good questions. I'm glad you guys are thinking ahead. You guys are thinking like top marketers. I love that.
Sweet. So Colin's asking, can we use this on our own local sites? Yes, you can. The reputation management, yeah, you can do that. Uh, Anything else that we've got here? Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, and Ray just joined us as well, so welcome aboard,
Yes, Ray.
Ray, Norma, Richard. Great to have you guys on board.
Yeah, Robert was asking, how automated is this system, and is the direct client method as scalable as the affiliate way? William?
Absolutely. I'll tell you Marlon's results because he's part of a case study that we do every month. Basically, his first what was that, 5 days? First 5 days, right before he took a trip to Jamaica, he locked down 8 clients. Um, yeah, it's totally scalable. It's totally scalable.
Yeah. I mean, the potential is huge. So many local businesses out there, so it's just absolutely phenomenal. Okay.
Awesome. Gary Carter saying, I'm in, dude. Awesome, Gary.
Awesome, Gary.
Awesome.
Nice to see you in. Okay, somebody asked, Chris asked, would this work well for local takeaway and restaurant market to get them bookings or orders?
Would it work for a local restaurant? What kind of restaurant?
You're saying, would this work well for a local takeaway and restaurant market to get them bookings or orders? That's what
Oh, local takeaway. Got it. Okay. Yeah, so local takeaway restaurant orders, you could do it. You could do that. The question is urgency. What's the urgency? So you'd have to find a way to build some in. If you can't find urgency, like I've given you some examples, you'd have to build it in. So discounts, coupons, mention such and such, call now, right, with a strong call to action for call now. And someone really, for example, like a pizza parlor, someone would really need to be in the mood for a pizza that they would click the button to call, right? And most time, someone looking for a pizza, they're going to stick to the brand names that they know. They're going to stick to the brand names that they know. And while you can target those like Papa John's and Domino's over here in the States, Little Caesars and actually nobody calls Little Caesars anymore. Pizza Hut. There's there's
Little
something to
Caesars
be
is amazing, man.
Awesome.
those
That's how
$5
Those $5 pizzas are awesome.
$5 pizzas. So yeah, I mean, no one calls them though. Think about that for a second. Hardly anyone would call them. Most people just go in. It's just foot traffic, right? So there's going to be certain things that you need to play with inside of each vertical. It's going to be different. So restaurant pretty wide. Restaurant's a pretty wide vertical. Sub verticals of that would be pizza takeout and delivery versus a sub shop or something a little less takeout wise, if that makes sense. Like it just depends. And one of the great things about this is that you now have the ability to test right now. You don't have to wait on SEO. You don't have to build up shit. All you got to do is plug this in and see if it works. Hey, I got leads. Hey, now I got clients. Or hey, I'm forwarding to them an affiliate offer and I'm making a profit. Now all I got to do is optimize. Is that worth it? By the way, is that vertical now that you've established that? Is it worth your time and effort to go into the SEO side of things, no matter what you do, like Serplify or whatever it is that you use? Absolutely. Absolutely. But why do that first? Nothing wrong with doing it first. I'm just saying there's one way you can confirm start to finish right now whether that's a viable market for you to get leads and clients in, and then come back and
Yeah,
dominate SEO.
for sure. Yeah. I mean, like guys, I mean, with like Serpro, that's gonna help you with your sites, get it ranked page one. But this is the way to obviously scale it even further. It's like, for example, if you're just doing like 4 figures a month, this will take you to that, the five figures a month mark, because it's gonna allow you to scale up, get results, even faster for those of you who want, quicker results, and those of you who are looking to scale things even further. So it's gonna save you a lot of time, and so you don't have to wait around with results. So it's the good
Yeah.
thing right here. So.
Robert's got a good question. He's asking, what if you generate too many leads one client can handle? Can you split one niche lead to different clients and is billing them automated or manual?
All that's automated inside of our call tracking software that we use. We have an ability to do what's called a round robin. And a round robin, basically, I could set up 5 different clients on the exact same flow of leads, and it would deliver lead 1 to client 1, lead 2 to client 2, so on and so forth. And then when it got to lead 6, it would loop back. It would do a round robin to client number 1 and deliver lead 6, client number 2 deliver lead 7, client number 3 deliver lead 8, and so forth. Or you could set it up to where you run multiple campaigns in the same area and run multiple clients in the same area. They would be technically inside of your AdWords competing against each other. That's getting a little technical, but let's just say this. Yes, there's ways to handle multiple clients and build them automated. Absolutely. Otherwise, like you'd be pulling your hair out, right?
Perfect. Yeah, there's a lot of people asking about different niches that this would work in. So people are asking fitness training, personal training, car dealerships, auto insurance, bail bonds, plumbers, locksmith services. I'm just trying to find all of them. Lawyers, DWI. I don't think.
So far, so good.
Yeah,
So
so
far,
far
so
they
good.
all work, right? Yeah. Auto insurance quotes. Yep, that all sounds good.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
yes to all of those
guys.
guys for those that
Yeah,
asked those
yes,
questions.
yeah. I mean, the sky's pretty much the limit. There's so many niches out there. You've got dentists, lawyers, all of what Joshua mentioned. So the sky's pretty much the limit. And we will also, I'm sure William, he's got a list of the niches as well, which you can see. So it's pretty easy for you, the most profitable ones to go out there, such as, roofers as well. That's a really profitable one, right, William? As roofers, they're very, they've got a lot of expenditure as well. So per lead, it's going
Yeah,
to be
very
worth a
high
lot.
margin.
High
Very
margin,
high
guys.
margin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
By the way, roofers, here's something else. Like roofers do more than roofing. In a lot of cases, so here's the deal. Some people have roofing clients that only do metal roofing or only do shingles or only do this. And I say, well, you know what? I'm going to find somebody that does everything roofing. and then some. And so in roofing, it's not uncommon to find roofing companies that do siding and do gutters and do pressure washing in the cold season. I'm not joking. Like gutter cleaning, pressure washing, they do that stuff in the off season. So is there really, if you have that ability to, and you tap into the right clients, do you have the ability to make money year round with a roofing company? Yes. Now, have I found what that is for pest control yet? No. I don't know what they do outside of by the way, there's still volume for pest control. It's just apparently pests don't like the cold, right? They die off a bit. And but there are some target areas in the states, like out in the desert here in Vegas and Phoenix and Arizona and all that, like New Mexico, plenty of pests that bother you in 30-degree and 40-degree weather, believe it or not. Um, killed a fly earlier today, matter of fact. And so, yeah, I mean, it just depends on uh, which way you want to go with it. But the ability is there to test right out of the gate, and it's all about the urgency in the vertical. And in a lot of cases, you can find roofers that do this, or pest control companies that also do this in their slow season. And that's a great way to, for example, life insurance. Normally, if you find, well, not normally, but if you find an insurance agent that's running his own agency, he's not captive, is what they call it in the industry. He's a free agent basically. He can run multiple offers from multiple companies, and normally what you find on those independent agencies for insurance, they do life, they do health, they do car, they do home, they do travel insurance, they do every kind of insurance, accident, like you name it, they do it. And they do that because there's a lot of different ways and streams of revenue for someone coming in that needs certain types of insurance. So someone that comes in might not necessarily need home insurance yet. Maybe they rent. Maybe they need renter's insurance, right? Uh, Maybe they don't have a car yet, or maybe they do. So everyone's situation is different, and the more opportunities you have to tap into that, so you've got to think like a business owner, right? Pick a vertical, think like that business owner. Hell, talk to those business owners. Ask them. Some of the best ways to find out what they do in the off season is to say, hey, what do you do when it gets slow? Pressure washing? Awesome. I can get you some leads for that. Right? Let me know when you want to flip the on switch. Okay, cool. Here you go. I mean, all it takes is a couple of conversations to figure that stuff out too, by the way. So um, not that difficult at all.
Perfect. William Martin just joined us. Richard as well. Great to have you guys. Rosemary, great to have you guys on board.
Welcome, yeah.
Someone said, how many PPCs can be on a page? I don't really understand that question, but maybe you want to rephrase that. How many PPCs can be on a page? Rephrase your question, Maria. It's kind of confusing. Let's see what other questions are here. Do clients ever complain that the call was not a real lead?
Sometimes that's the beautiful part about this business. So if you're talking local clients, you've got the call recordings. You can go in and listen. What I tell clients is I've got a review and dispute process, and so we've got that autoresponder sequence that teaches them how to log in and listen to those recordings. And I encourage them to do it because I want them to tell me when they have a call that's not qualified. And I go in and I mark it as credit back to the account, right? Nice and easy. If the call recording is indeed not a qualified call, if someone misses a call, my personal way of doing business with clients is just to bill them. I mean, you missed the call, right? I stress the importance at the beginning of this thing that you need to answer the phone, not miss it, right? So, by the way, if it's missed, does it show up in the back office? Yes. So whose responsibility is it to log into the back office? That's right, it's yours, Mr. Client. Not to be an ass, but hey, man, that's a lead. It costs money to generate a lead, and you cost yourself money by not answering the phone. or looking into your back office on a daily basis, right? What does that do? That engages them to do better business or hit the bricks. Because I will tell you that there will be other clients that will take these leads. Never let them forget that in a nice way. Never let them forget that you have the leads. You have the leads they want. If they don't want them anymore, it's not a problem. There are other people out there. You don't have to threaten them or anything. Just know that going into it and handle the relationship, build the relationship from there. That way you don't come off needy, you don't come off desperate, you're not a doormat, right? Your name is not Matt and you don't sit in front of a door, is the way I say it. You have leads, and if they're qualified and they're missed, you know what? I've told clients before, you miss enough calls, I'm going to start sending them somewhere they get taken care of. Because I don't want to drive people to a dead end no service call. Would you? That would suck, right? So I wouldn't do that to somebody, not intentionally. So enough missed calls, I'm gonna say something to the client, and then if nothing's done about it, I'll forward them over. And I've actually done that before to somewhere else. I forwarded them over to somewhere else and said, sorry, it's just not working out. I mean, you got to understand, it's not just about the money with this thing. You've got customers who, for example, pest control, they got roaches in the kitchen. That's not fun. You know what I mean? I don't want to have a missed call when I've got roaches in the kitchen. I want someone to pick up the phone and say, hello, roach problem solver, right? That's what I want. So I can't, and this goes back to like ethics and principle. I just cannot knowingly send calls to a dead end, if you will, on a consistent basis. And so that's how I would handle it. I would switch it out. I'd switch them out. There's always somebody that'll take those phone calls.
Yeah, absolutely.
No doubt.
A question coming in here from Dennis, and he's saying, "How do we figure out what to charge clients?" Now, before you answer that, also, guys, if you have questions or you're on the fence about purchasing this offer, go ahead and post it in the chat box so we can clear up any questions that you have. And Dennis is asking, "How do we figure out what to charge clients?"
That's a good question. What I recommend is a lot of market research, and I say a lot, but really a dozen or so actual phone calls to the service provider that you're considering jumping into that vertical. So phone calls to the people in that vertical. Find out if they even buy leads currently. If so, what are they paying? And you're doing it just because you're trying to get a better sense of how you can provide more value. That's what you do. You generate leads, and so you want to see what the industry looks like. You're ready to step into their industry for generating leads, and so it's a great way to get that information. There's also, if you notice, plenty. I pulled information from Google. There's plenty of information on Google. Google.com's got all the answers, right? She knows everything. I say Google's a she because she knows everything, right? She does. She really does know everything, though. She knows all your competitors, what they're charging, if it's listed on their site, and then you've got your direct market research where you can call the business owners inside that industry or vertical that you're looking at, and find out direct from the source. How many people are even open to buying leads? How many have bought before? If people have bought leads before, by the way, the majority, do you think they're willing to buy in the future if they're quality? Absolutely, right? So it's a way to determine if it's even viable for you to step in before you even spend $1, and takes an afternoon. Take an afternoon to do that, no problem. And then you start your campaign up, come back to them with call recordings of leads that really need their help, and let them listen to those. or deliver the lead like we showed in the that method that we have to lock down the clients for you. You can do that. There's a lot of different ways you can do it.
Terry is asking, "I am on the fence and keep submitting a question. The question is, are there any additional costs other than to you and an ad budget?"
There's some tools you might want to tap into. It's not required, One I could think of is called SEM Rush. Um, if anything, I would recommend that one, but that's like, I think it's like 79 a month or something like that for that tool. I wish we had an agency account. Actually, you know what? I should come to think of it, I should call them up and see if they have something like that. Maybe we can get that folded into the membership. That'd be kind of nice, right? Let me write that down. But yeah, outside of that, there is no other ongoing expense. I mean, you've got your ad budget, you've got uh, what you pay us for the monthly. Um, our call tracking software, if you're going to use that, that taps into Twilio. So whatever Twilio's costs would be for phone calls, I mean that's it, man. It's straight to the money.
Perfect. Federico was saying, "Thanks, I am ready. Can I start immediately?" Absolutely. You saw earlier one guy already started a campaign before he even got off the webinar. So you can get in there, start immediately, start getting results, and you can be like some of the people that you see on the screen posting their results. So nothing is stopping you guys. Just go in there, get started with this, and you can literally start getting results by by what, by lunchtime tomorrow. However quick you get in there and start taking action. So don't let anything stop you. Um, Thanks. That's the same one, you posted it twice. Guys, remember, we're still here. We're still here to answer your questions. So if you're on the fence, just like Terry was, put that you're on the fence and ask your question so we can address it and get you started as quickly as possible. Michael is saying, is there an option to place paper call ad in Google Map Pack?
In the Google Map Pack, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. So all the call-only ads are mobile only. So they would show up above that.
And what it means by, if you've ever seen on a phone, if you ever Google something, you can kind of see the little phone icon next to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's talking about.
Yep. Yeah, it would be above it in position 1, and I think 2 and 3, I believe, are below the map pack. But yeah, position 1, 2, and 3 are all on that first page on a mobile device for call-only ads. You know, the best part about this stuff is that uh, no one's using call-only ads. Everyone's using either, I say no one, virtually no one is using it, and it's just wide open. There's so many different industries to tap into that are just not using this. They're just not using it, and they should be.
Perfect. Guys, continue posting your questions in the chat box. Roger's asking, what is a typical ad budget?
What's a typical campaign you're trying to run? You trying to run affiliate campaign? You trying to run local, national? You trying to run a local client? Can you be a little more specific for me, and I'll answer that for you? I mean, there's a lot of answers to a lot of questions. Which one do you want an answer to?
Yeah, absolutely. And you can also take a look at what you can make as well, Roger. So not just what your ad budget. Remember, as soon as whatever you're paying out, for the most part, you're gonna get a lot more back in. So your
Yep.
ad budget will be covered by what you're making. Karen just got here. Awesome, Karen. We're just getting started right now, so take it easy, and we'll be jumping in right now. No, I'm just joking, Karen. Yeah, we'll be wrapping up here in a few, but yes, there will be a replay. Uh, let's see. Amro's on the fence. When I purchase today, if I change my bidding later, will I be charged at $597 a month, or I contact support? No, this is the webinar offer only. So if you purchase later on, it'll be the regular pricing.
Yeah,
All
guys,
right,
any more questions? I mean, guys, if you're still on the fence, just let us know why, and obviously we'll go ahead and clear the objection to make sure, obviously, you're all good to go and you're ready to get started with this, guys, okay? Because we want to start, hearing your success stories. We don't want you to look back and see other people getting, success with this and reading it and thinking, that could have been you. We want you to be in that position as well, guys, okay? Uh, the questions, found the link. The price. People asking about price. I'm not too sure. I'm gonna have to discuss with William after the webinar. May leave this up, may not leave this up. It just depends on the amount of spots that's been taken up.
The reason we limit, by the way, is because
Yeah.
there's only so many people we can take in at a time, because of the level of support we offer with all the different things that we cover, like ad copy and campaign reviews and optimization. Like, that's pretty intense. And we have a decent support team, don't get me wrong, but man, like, can you imagine a flood of people coming in and just, okay, what this and that? It can get crazy with too many people, and so that's one of the reasons why we do what we do.
And Katie's just joined us as well, so welcome aboard, Katie.
I'm glad you
Brett
guys are
is,
making a good decision. I think you guys are making a great decision to add into your business. This is just another revenue stream, right?
yeah, absolutely. Brett is saying, how are the costs so much cheaper than regular AdWords?
Again, they're mobile based, so you're only targeting mobile devices. And Google, think of it this way: anybody that's familiar with video ads, like Facebook video ads, the reason they're so cheap is because Facebook wants people to run video ads, and so Google wants people based on the mobile market and how they keep expanding. I mean, Google has made many moves over the last even year, where mobile has its own search engine now. It's completely separate from desktop. They've made a lot of tweaks to the call only ads. Like, they're telling you without telling you by what they're doing. They're showing you that mobile is the future, and they want to reward the people that are using the platform. And so that's why it's so much cheaper than you don't have hundreds of thousands of competitors out there. You've only got a handful, and they're not even really competitors in most cases because it's still so cheap.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt, no doubt. So guys, any other further questions, just let us know before we wrap this webinar up. With regards to Serplify, as I mentioned before, guys, we'll be having a webinar training on that, and we'll email you, so keep your eyes peeled for that. There'll be a training on Serplify alone, so don't worry about that, guys. Okay,
Federico is saying, I'm in, ready to
and
crush this. Awesome.
yes,
Get in there.
Nice.
Awesome stuff. Okay, Latasha is asking, are first page ads rotated? William?
Say that again?
Yeah, it says, are first page ads rotated?
Our first page ads rotated.
Yeah.
Rotated as in
As in, I guess she means the positions or something like that.
there's
Yeah.
a certain impression share that you're awarded based on your bid and click-through rate, things like that. Google shows you exactly, and again, we train on that, how to increase your impression share. Are they rotated? Yeah, I mean they're based on again, how good your ad is, how targeted it is, how much you're bidding. There's a lot of factors that play into that, and how much traffic you're awarded for that first position, yeah, or for the first page, for the first 3 positions.
Some stuff. Yeah, so Michael is asking, so we can get clients within a few days, or at least within 30 days, to see if we can do this. So I guess he's asking, how quick can you get clients with this, William?
Okay, so I ran, so you guys know, I ran a contest in December for all of our existing members. I called it a December Blitz, and it ran from the 1st of December to the 31st. And the winners, the top 5 people, got a seat, basically, at our Vegas event that we're doing in 1st of March coming up. And the first place got 5 clients, and he didn't get started until December 28th. He works a full-time job, by the way. So we had some downtime basically over the holidays. 2 of the 5 he locked in on New Year's Eve. No shit. He has one guy who's in a deer stand. that actually paid his invoice from his deer stand. I kid you not, okay? Like I have a call recording edited and I haven't published it yet, but it's going to be in the members area because that's too good. That's way too good not to share with everybody. It's hilarious. But the other person had a 20-person New Year's Eve party that they were planning for hours before and again paid their invoice up front. So money up front, not just saying, okay, I'll take your leads, but okay, I'll take your leads. Here's my money. Like take my money, please, right? On New Year's Eve, 2 of those clients of the 5 were locked in. And so how easy is it to get a client? As easy as you need it to be. As easy as you need it to be. That's by the way, that vertical is not one like pest control. It's actually a little more, probably a little more difficult to generate leads in, but they're higher priced. I do know that. He's going to make some killer money when he gets those campaigns going. Right now, actually, I take that back. I think he's got a few of them already going because it's end of January. I need to touch base with that guy. He's coming out to Vegas, and want to make sure he's dialed in for the event. But yeah, that's just to give you guys an idea how quickly, as quickly as you need to, because business owners want this stuff, even on holidays, man. Holidays especially.
No doubt, no doubt. So Sarah was asking, do we need or do you have contract templates?
I don't use contracts. I never use contracts. The only time I use I won't say I never. The only time I use contracts is for a regional or national deal. Anything that's less than 6 figures up front is not worth my time to do a contract. I do verbal agreements. I get money up front. That's how I maintain control. Guess what? When you control the lead flow, you've got your finger on the switch, and they know it, and you say that to them, and then you've got money up front for 10 leads or 20 leads to try it out. And then you say, okay, now we're ready to do business, like go front load your account. We teach people to front load their account with $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, right? That's the trust. I don't have a contract because I don't need one. My leads go to the people who want them, not to people who feel they need something in writing with me. If they need something in writing, they have an invoice. Anything else is a pain in my ass that I don't need. Plain and simple. Unless it's a regional or national deal, there's no way I'm whipping out a contract or agreement ever. Ever, 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 ever.
Let's see. Does Google set the bids for call the only then? I don't
Does
understand your
Google,
question, Brett. Rewrite it again,
set
please.
bids? Does Google set bids for call only ads, or do you set them? Is that the
Oh
question?
yeah, yeah, I think that might be it.
Okay. You set the bids, right? Google's going to tell you if that bid is high or low based on competition, basically, and what's in there. Um, and you can adjust accordingly. We have ways to optimize things to get your costs down over time. So you may start out, for example, at like $7 a call cost, but after 90 days, like Marlon started at $25 a call. That's what he was paying. And we took him from spending 25 a call to making the 25. Like we totally flipped his entire model where he's charging 30 bucks a lead. He was spending 25. 90 days later, he's spending like, I think he's up to $10 now, but he's driving twice the volume. So he's driving twice as much call volume in the same areas, spending what's 10 of so 40%. So he's spending 60% less than he was when he started. I mean, that ought to give you an idea of what's possible over a very short period of time while you lock in more clients, right?
All right, let's see
Love
what
these.
else we
By the way,
got.
I love these.
Brian,
Love these
yeah, that's
questions. They're
some great
very,
questions.
yeah, they're very targeted. Like you guys are getting it. I love it.
Perfect. So, Brian is asking, does the program offer a list of the best verticals to try? And if verticals, if you guys don't understand what verticals mean, verticals, niches, same thing. Niche, however you say it, vertical or niche, same thing, same thing.
Yeah, we don't offer. Let me say this. I have in the training a couple of different suggestions, and I make suggestions on the different types of offers you can target. I don't list anything specifically because if I did, like for example, pest control, like we use that as our case study because, or it's our case study, and I'm fully transparent on on all the verticals I'm in, but I don't share what my students do because I don't want people doing what they do with this case study. Like there's probably been like 5 or 6 people that have set up a pest control campaign, right? It's just how it goes, and so I don't want to expose any students and what as far as what they're doing. But I definitely give you ideas and point you in the right direction to where you can to get ideas for yourself. Without giving you the answers is that so I show you how to find the answer without giving you the answer, if that makes sense. Hope that
Yeah,
makes
for sure.
sense.
No doubt. No doubt. Any other questions, guys? Any of you?
Geetha is saying, so what is the total cost I should pay today? So Geetha, it's $497 to get started today, and then $88 a month after that. Ryan is saying, so for $1,000 a month paid by a client at $25 per call, you limit to about 1 1/3 calls per day.
Yeah, which is nothing in the scheme of things. I mean, I showed you what I was doing in pest control like today. I mean, uh, let's do a refresh. Maybe I've got some more calls in. What was I at? 48 and 16? Was that what I was at? Hey, look at that, 49 and 17. So we made money while we're sitting here. No big deal.
Nice.
No biggie.
Right. So then Ryan's asking about. So for $1,000 a month paid by a client at $25 per call, you limit to about 1.3 calls per day. William, did you get that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just asked that one.
Oh, you just asked
Yeah.
that one. Oh, sorry, I'm up to. Yeah. Must because it's really late over here, so it's getting to me. It's getting to me. So
Let's see.
let's
Richard's asking, let's say I spend $20 a day on AdWords and produce 20 leads. How long might it take to sell those leads through your call center and then get any leads out of that? That's a very theory-based question, but I'm not sure if you can get an answer for that, William.
Yeah, that's pretty open-ended on several areas. First off, like dollar a call, probably not going to happen. I can tell you that. Um, and even if you adjust your expectations accordingly on that, sending them to the method that we have for people uh, getting interest generated. I mean, those calls are taken live. So if you were to generate 20 calls in that day, then 20 calls would go to that USA trained operator. They would probably take uh, maybe a little more than a day to go through those calls and deliver those. It depends on their demand. Uh, there's several trained operators, not just one, that you'll be able to tap into, and so with those operators tapping or making those calls for the 20 to get those leads serviced. I mean, out of those, you've got to serve 2 leads to each business owner. You're looking at maybe the total process of like 48 to 72 going that way around, but you're not going to spend $20 for it. I mean, you're going to spend more than that because you've got to buy the call, which is not $1, and you've got to pay, what is that, $1.50 in and $1.75 out, right? So those would be your costs. As far as like how the time frame, I think was what you were asking, was like probably 48 hours, 72 hours, business hours, by the way. Um, for costs or return on investment, I mean, it's an upfront cost. Yes, the return on investment depends on what you're able to charge per lead. It totally depends. I mean, insurance leads, it's $100 a click plus, sometimes like 122 for an insurance lead, or for an insurance click on pay-per-click. For a pay-per-call, an insurance call might run you 10, $15. in a local area, which is just ridiculously cheap. So you've got room to play with. They're used to paying maybe 50 to a couple $100 a lead. If it were to be like a live phone call, probably more on the higher end. So $15 a call, could you charge 50? Absolutely. Would you make money? Yeah, absolutely you would. But giving away 2 leads, you'd be out $30, right? See, this is why, so I recommend going money up front. We have multiple ways you can go after clients. I do money up front and I have a conversation with them. It's because it's so easy and people want what you have. And when things are easy to do, when it's easy to do business with you and people want what you have, you sell a lot. You don't even, it's order taking. You don't even have to be good. I mean, do you think the cashier at Walmart like has a problem with selling you stuff? No, that's pretty much what you would be doing is like running things across the little checkout thing, hitting the total button, and saying, "How would you like to take care of that?" Because they want what you have, right? They showed up at your checkout lane with what they want, and that's the leads. That's the live phone calls. What they want to know is how much it costs. You tell them. If they're agreeable to it, great. Check them
Sure.
out.
Yeah. Yeah. Michael's asking, will you be extending this offer until tomorrow? Like I said before, Michael, I'm gonna have to discuss this with William, but we're pretty firm on the obviously the amount of people coming in, because as William mentioned before, he's focusing on quality here, and obviously he
Mhm.
wants to make sure that everybody who gets in now, they're all good to go, they have everything they need, and he's giving them the level of attention and support that would be needed, and obviously that takes time. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. So
Yeah, and don't forget, guys, that they do 2 webinars monthly to continue helping you guys answer all your questions, make sure you're on the right track, all that stuff. So don't forget about that as well. Cassandra's saying, I asked a question above about what is the difference between local and affiliate campaigns.
The difference between those two campaigns is your location targeting. Almost, that's almost it. I mean, there's very, very few differences. It's almost copy paste. Actually, a lot of it is copy paste, and then you go in and you make a couple of setting changes in the location settings, and that's all covered in the training.
Perfect. Frederick is asking several questions. So you can do something like emergency plumber then. Yes, Frederick, we covered that. So plumbers, lawyers, all the niches that I mentioned before that everyone was asking about, those are pretty much good to go. Just if I'd say when it comes to the niche you're going to be targeting, just use a lot of common sense. Like the ones we mentioned before that it's right on the line or just completely off, like gambling, porn, all of that stuff that you just know for sure is off limits. Just use some common sense there. But for those offers like that, plumbers, roofers, all those types of niches where people in those niches need phone calls, need clients, then yeah, absolutely, this will work for that.
yeah, sure.
Bob is saying, can you review the 30-day trial period? Yeah, it's just pretty much 30-day refund period. So
Yeah,
you can
there's
try it
no
out for
risk.
a full 30 days. If you don't like it, then you can ask for your money back. Um,
Any of the Colleen's asking about, has that question been answered already? Many of the JK sites have called sling numbers, or I'm not too sure.
what are what do you mean by many of the JK sites have call sling numbers?
Yeah, I'm not too
JK
sure.
sites.
William?
Yeah, I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, I've no idea. Maybe it's a typo or error or something, but if you could just clarify further what you're trying to ask, Colleen, and we will get the answer for you.
Cassandra's asked, can you build the sites and sell the sites to make money? Yes. If you have control of the site and you own all the stuff that you build, yeah, absolutely. You can sell to anyone you want.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, as long as you own the
Site,
site, you own the
yeah,
domain and the
the
hosting.
site's
Yeah,
not what, fellas, the site's not what's generating the leads though. That's the key. Like, it's not
yeah,
SEO. It's the site is set up strictly so you can run it with the ad campaign. So,
yeah,
uh, can you sell can you sell this as an asset? Not unless you want to sell your AdWords account. So no, I would say the answer to that is actually no.
Yeah,
But
cool.
can you set up on a client's AdWord account for their site or for a site that you own that you can then turn around and sell it? Sure, you can do that. Um, that way you would still maintain control. Uh, but why why would you want to sell something that's making you money? I mean, the only time I would ever consider selling this kind of a business is after you've built up an extremely large client base and it's a sellable asset as opposed to one client one off, right? I wouldn't sell one client anything or sell off one client. I would sell off a book of business is what I would call it.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt, no doubt. But when it comes to Serplify, guys, obviously those sites you own the hosting and domain, so obviously you can easily sell that on Flip or whatever else is out there.
There you
Obviously,
go.
ranked. But this is completely different, as William mentioned. It's to do with AdWords, so it's to do with obviously getting clients. Clients who will pay you, local businesses, and it's just that taking the extra step to scale even further. Okay, you've got your sites, but then you want to ramp up your income with AdWords, and that's what it's all about here. Uh,
I guess so. Make sure you post your questions in the chat box. If you're still on the fence about getting this offer, then post it in the chat box that you're on the fence, and then type your question after that, and we'll get you taken care of. Richard is saying, how do you handle objections about not being sure I'm not selling these leads to how do you handle objections about not being sure I'm not selling these leads to others too? Oh, okay. So how do you handle the objection of someone asking if you're reselling the leads to more than one person? I guess that's a question.
Okay, I've never had that come up in a conversation, and I'm not kidding when I say that, but if it were to ever come up in a conversation, it would be because someone didn't trust me. And I mean, outside of me showing them the back office of the leads and the number forwarding to them only, like I don't know what else could be done because I mean, if he or she is really that untrusting, I mean, in their mind, I could go into the platform, the call tracking platform, and change it out as soon as I'm done on the call showing them. Like, so, I mean, it's just, it all points back to trust. And the way I build trust with people is I say, listen, I've got hundreds of leads in this area for this service or for this, for what you do. I don't want to send them all to you though. I want to build up. I want to start small. Let's do 10 leads at 30 bucks a pop, 300 bucks up front. What do you say? I make it easy for them to do business with me to where I send them those leads, we evaluate the recordings, and then I say, okay, do you want some more? Awesome. Throw $2,000 in the account. We'll keep it going. I'll keep the switch on, right? That's how we do it. So I build up trust based on the quality of leads to where that question literally has never come up. I don't think it ever will either because if that question ever came up, I would probably not do business with the guy because there's so many people out there that I don't have to deal with that as an issue that why would I start choosing to do that all of a sudden, right? I wouldn't choose to deal with that.
Perfect. And Victor's just joined us, and Paul and Jay. So great to have you guys on board.
Nice. Welcome aboard, yeah.
Let's see. Ryan is asking, do you send those 10 leads in the first week?
Sometimes the first day depends on how much volume there is, but yeah, I mean, I'd like to send them within the first few days.
David is asking, how does this fit with Callzoo 2? I'm not sure if there's a second Callzoo, but I think
Yeah,
there's just one,
yeah.
right?
Callzoo 2.0 is what they're talking about. It's the newer platform. So the call tracking platform, that person you'd want to send a support ticket, support@callzoo.com, and they'll sort you out.
Perfect. Um, Colleen, Colleen, I'm not really sure what you're asking about sling numbers and that website, and you're asking if you can drive traffic to those numbers. I'm not really sure what that's all about. Let's see. Brett is saying, if you had three different plumbers on a rotation, have you ever had any issues with people trying to call back in and getting the other plumber? Oh, that's a good question.
No, and the reason is because I instruct my clients when I do a round robin like that to take down the information and give them their direct number, so that when they do call back, they call the number that they were given over the phone, not the one they clicked on. Um, and that helps eliminate that. I also don't run round robins as long as you might think. So basically, what I do and teach even is I scale into an area and I get 3 to 5 clients in that area. And out of 3 to 5 clients, you're going to find 2 of them, at the very least 1, but ideally 2, sometimes 3 uh, clients that are out of that 5 that are golden, like they're great. They can take as many leads as you can give them, which usually puts a couple grand or more in your pocket per month for that one little area. Um, but the rest kind of weed themselves out for one reason or another. They never really liked the idea of buying leads in the first place, or they tried to play around with the money, or they were being really cheap, or a pain in the ass, or just whatever their problem was, and I didn't want to do business with them. They didn't trust me. There's another good one. Someone brought that up earlier. Like any of those things, you're gone. You're done. Why? Because I got 5 of you in that area. Now, I don't necessarily tell them like that. I just say, listen, I'm expanding into your area. I'm delivering leads to 3 to 5 providers. The reason I do that, I tell them flat out, fully transparent. The reason I do that is because not everybody I start out doing business with is a great provider, and this is a great way for us to test each other out. Right? You start small with me. If you like the leads, obviously you can continue, and then if I like how you're servicing the leads, then we can continue. It's not a one-way street. It's a two-way street there, right? And I let them know that. So what does that tell them? If they're not serious, are they going to want to do business with me? No, they're not, because they're not serious. They're going to walk away, and I'm going to let them, because I don't want to do business with someone who's not going to take care of those leads, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Good point. Um, let's see. Richard made the comment, I sell SEO services. This sounds like a dream to sell. Awesome. Get out there and go do it, man. Roger's saying, are the coaching calls recorded and where would they be in the membership site or are they on Facebook?
Coaching calls are recorded and they're inside the site. They've got their own page under, what is that, Part 10? I believe it's labeled coaching calls, and they're all recorded. They're usually up the same day because they're done at 12 Pacific, so it takes like a few hours to render and then upload to the site.
Perfect. Paul, let me see if I can gather your question. Reference TGE website page build.offer. What if we have a full-blown website already?
This is done usually separate. I don't like mixing anything SEO with this. I know some people do that, but very few. And the reason I like to keep them separate is because you don't want, well, I don't want you to have a campaign up and running inside of AdWords that could affect at any point anything you are doing with a tried and true method. Like for example, Serplify. I wouldn't recommend you mix the two. I guess you can, but the idea is Serplify is done as Serplify, not Serplify with this. Does that make sense? And I don't want to cross the two if it's not needed, because they both work perfectly on their own, in their own right. Why mix them when you might totally mess yourself up there? I don't want to run the risk, and I don't think you should either.
Perfect. Let's see. For each new Geo Plus service, do you need a new domain?
Geo Plus service.
No, I guess they're asking if for each campaign do they need a new domain? I'm assuming.
So I use one domain that's what is it? Direct home service. which home service is what is a category, right? It's not even a vertical, it's a category. What fits inside of home services? Pretty much everything. I can use the same domain for one. You can go that way with it, or you can do pestcontrolleads.com or whatever the hell, right? You can target it in on the vertical if you want. That's not a problem. But for affiliate campaigns and whatnot, I run just a generic domain. For a vertical tying into local clients, you may want to get a little more specific. But you don't have to. What you don't have to do is go buy a domain for each area in each vertical. So it's not like I have to do pest control Dallas. I don't have to do that. I can just do pestcontrolleadsrus.com or whatever, and run that for as many pest control clients as I can get. As many campaigns as I want to run. No problem.
Excuse me, guys.
Bless you.
Let's see. If you guys have any final questions, go ahead and post them in. We're, I think, at the hour and a half mark, or no, 2 hours and a half. Wow, we're going late now. So I know that can take a toll on your voice, William. Even me just reading off questions. So post your final questions, guys. I guess we can stay on here, answer 2 or 3 more questions, and then we can go ahead and end this off. I know 2.5 hours can really take a toll on someone, especially when you're presenting.
Well, I told you guys I was going to be here for Q&A until the wheels fall off. I wasn't kidding. So
till the vocal cords fall off.
Yeah. I want to make sure you guys have your questions answered so that you know fully what you're looking at, so that there's no hesitation. Either way you go. Either way you go, it's okay by me, right? This is not for everybody, and I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with it if you're okay with it, right?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you got all your questions answered so you know if you're okay with it or not.
Yeah, absolutely. And Terry, great question by Terry. She's still on the fence. I don't know any of you, and I trust you, but I see the payment is to Chris Winters. Why is that? Chris Winters is actually William's partner, so you're not paying some random guy. Chris, he's part of the whole deal. Kazu is his baby, so
Yep.
It's not going to some random.
Just to give you an idea of the organizational chart there, Chris is Kazu. I'm the head of the Kazu Ads division. That ought to give you an idea of where he stands, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
King of the mountain there.
And Marvin saying got in. What's next? Awesome, Marvin. So you should have received emails and all your access details, all that good stuff. So just get in there right away and start taking some action. No time to lose. Joanne is saying still trying to buy and working with Kazu support, so I'll keep trying. Yeah, absolutely, John. Just hit up support. If any of you guys are having trouble purchasing with PayPal or any sort of buffering issues like some of you were mentioning, just hit up the support and they'll get you squared away. Make sure you get in there and secure your account. But make sure that if you're having those issues, hit them up before tonight because we don't know if we'll be able to keep this open. Many of you are asking about tomorrow, so just get in there. If you're having issues, try and get your account locked in today.
Yeah, with that being said, guys, we're going to wrap this webinar up. I know it's really late. It's pretty late over here in the UK, 2:29 a.m. I don't know why I'm still here as well, but about to break down. But I just want to say, obviously, thanks, William, for coming on this webinar, sharing your spiel. Really appreciate that. And for those guys who are asking about Serplify, guys, we will email you a specific live training webinar just purely on Serplify alone. It's going to be pure value. You know, it's going to be no pitch, pure value to help you get up and running and get set up with that. So don't worry about that, guys. Just keep a lookout for your emails and we will get you squared away with that. So with that being said, I just want to say thanks, guys, for coming on. Really appreciate your time. I'm looking forward to, seeing you on the inside, reading your success stories and stuff. And with that being said, Joshua, yeah, thanks for coming on as well. Appreciate you. And I will speak to you guys soon, guys. Good night. God bless. And take it easy.